I'm convinced. I'm convinced. It's been a while, dude. So we haven't cast together in a hot minute, like a very hot minute, a hot steamy minute.
Jeez, yeah, you're
Actually,
right.
yeah, for real, right?
Yeah.
So got two galactic teams here. I've played against both these teams. One of these teams I've played against a lot. So
Scrims and the
I've got the
what's that?
lowdown on Red, White, and Sexy
Yeah.
for breakdowns, and we played our practice week against Tentakill.
Tentakill.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Hurtis still an Alawi player.
Yes. We actually lost to them.
Is
We
it
got
Goon-
0-2 by them.
Isn't Goonball in
Goomball is playing mid lane now.
mid lane now? I'm like,
Yeah, Goomball's
time
playing
like
mid lane now.
time.
So, all right, we'll head into the draft. But just to give you you tell Red, White, and Sexy to get that fucking Oxford combo. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Good call. Good call. So, just to give you, just to like lay it out, and you can talk about picks and everything. But the things I know and the things I can give info on for everybody. I would say the premier player on Red, White, and Sexy right now is Foozle Bamboozle.
Foozle
Often
Bamboozle.
has a lot of bans lobbed at him. He's a good player. I mean, I have to lane against him all the time. I can just tell you straight up, he's a good player. Witness is their sub. They did play with him last night.
Witness is a good sub too. He's a good player.
Yeah. And
He
he's
was
been
my
improving too. So.
Yeah, he was the support of my team. Sadly, the last season, my whole team like improved greatly. Like,
Yeah.
but then schedule conflicts meant me and Sapper had to drop, and
Yeah.
the people, and then Mayor or not Minor and Cheese and Witness all made up to Plat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm stuck in gold. Watching,
what it is.
yeah, my schedule changed and wasn't able to
For a
participate.
third ban, Cassio against Foozle. So Foozle,
Isn't he a Rise player?
just a little
Rise and Oriana?
background for you. So Foozle, we're gonna end up talking about Foozle a lot because he's the strong player on this team, and I'll just tell you that from playing.
Yeah.
We've been screaming this team all off season. This is our like quote unquote sister team,
Yeah.
right? So we've been screaming with them quite a bit, and like at least once a week for the past like 2 months, more or less.
Oh,
So
wow.
we have a lot of games in against them, and I think it's safe to say he's the strongest player on their team. So
That's not a Mayor Huevos is more of a supportive tanky style jungler, isn't he? I usually
so
don't.
the Ezreal pick
That's
a
surprising.
little surprising. He can play. He does have games on it. It's not particularly hard. It's more just a way to force. The Ezreal jungle basically is a way to force people off path. So you don't need to be particularly good at it early to have it do its early job, but you do need to be good at it late because Ezreal, the nature of Ezreal is it's a difficult champion to play. So basically what the jungle Ezreal does and why you saw it as a fringe pick at Worlds this year was it's pretty solid at, especially against junglers that get low or junglers that are slow or can't duel. So Sejuani is like sort of okay as duels, but she can't match Ezreal.
No,
Not many champions can. So it's basically a way to say, okay, you're not going to get to do what you want on that jungler now because as it's like kind of like Shaco, right? We have to mix your path up against Shaco. Plays very very similarly to Shaco. So Sejuani Alistar, good frontline combo. Looking like they're going to bring heavy AoE CC on the side of Tentakill. The Gnar pick for Ansem.
Now that's just so he can play aggressive and late against the more juggernaut style that Hurtis likes to play, right?
Yeah, and Gnar's a pretty safe line pick. Dr. Mundo.
Is that a flex?
I'm not
Is
sure
that
if
a proxy?
it's a placeholder. It might be a proxy. I'll see if I get any messages from anybody. Oh, I got a message. Let's see. Survey says Mundo equal Nami. Okay.
Okay. Now Nami is one of Witness's favorites, so
yeah, Nami
and
pretty
the
solid
Alistar too.
Yeah, I like this draft so far from Tentakill though. The Gnar could potentially be a problem unless Hurtis has something cooked up against it. You can play things like Camille and.
Ooh, that's true. She does like
Trying-
Camille.
Trying to think through what I understand to be Hurtis' champion pool and think of champions that could have a reasonably good time with Gnar. Jarvan is okay.
She's gonna go for Camille, but that's what you would ban though, right?
I would think so, but Ooh, Twisted Fate. Interesting.
So
Yeah, Fusel has a very very deep champion pool, and he's like 3 or 4 deep at Control Mage and Assassin. So
yeah.
he's extremely difficult to play against. You basically just got to pick your poison. But these two bands are not champions I've seen him really play. So maybe they have maybe they have a Smurf they're scouting or something.
For a second there, I was like, you're banning out.
Yeah, Echo and Talia are his top champions.
Yeah.
And Rise, but Rise is...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Rise and
Yeah, he is a Rise player, but
Yeah.
Rise is extremely difficult to play.
getting
And,
rid of iGlory's Caitlyn. Now, iGlory is one of the new people to the league, correct? I don't remember. Yeah.
iGlory's good. He's a good player.
I mean,
Plays
he's
a
so
lot
good.
of games.
So good that they sent Goomball the mid lane.
Yeah, well, Goomba wanted to play mid.
Okay.
But yeah, I got you. Caitlyn maybe forcing the Trist ban or Trist pick. So Caitlyn widely considered like the Trist counter if you want to play up tempo.
Yeah.
Which this team is capable of doing. They know how to play those up tempo like Lucian Caitlyn, like take the towers combos. But you ban the Caitlyn, you give them the first pick to take the Trist is a little bit sketchy. I'd expect to see like a Varus pick here. Maybe something off meta. Syndra, good matchup for
Fuzel.
That's a really good matchup for
Fuzel's
Fuzel.
good.
Yeah, Goomball's gonna have his hands full in this matchup because this is borderline. A lot of people call this a skill matchup, but until you're very, very, very good, I'd say like no offense to anybody, but better than anybody in this league is. Like until you're better than anybody in this league is.
Okay, so
it's heavily in Syndra's favor. So
what the hell's Maokai?
Maokai is Maokai. Maokai is going to be the jungle because Mundo is Nami, remember. So it's going to be Gnar, Maokai.
Is that an
Syndra,
Ezreal 80 carry?
Ezreal 80 carry and Nami. Interesting. Interesting.
Okay, and so then
Jarvan top, I'd presume. Although Hertis does play Sejuani top. So okay, so got big heavy AoE versus kind of a more like well-rounded pick. Like halfway pick comp, halfway team fight comp. Pretty well-rounded composition by Red, White, and Sexy. I like Tentacle's comp too, so a little bit more lane dominant on the side of Red, White, and Sexy. And I'll say, from my experience playing against both of these teams, that much more obviously against the previous, but or the former, but Tentacle tend to pick for comp more than lane, like by a lot. Champion pools are, I don't want to say shallower, but more specific. So they will just eat bad matchups and hope to scale. While Red, White, and Sexy they actually do pick pretty heavily for lane, even considering some of the champion pool. They have some weird champion pools. Ansem's got a kind of an odd pool. He's got the Swain and some other stuff. And Huevos has like the Ivern, but typically a supportive jungler, but they have some weird picks. Moko plays everything, Witness plays pretty much everything too, so we'll have to see. It's basically scaling versus lane dominance here. It's gonna be what we're looking
at. I mean, the Maokai jungle is the kind of the oddity here. Do you think that was planned from the set start? I mean, they did insta-lock in that Ezreal at the first pick. Were they planning on showing?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, and this might actually be top. It is going to be top Sejuani. Okay, cool. So top Sejuani is... Sorry, I didn't mean to like completely cut
No, you're fine.
But,
Yeah, you can talk about the top Sejuani.
I just saw them locking it. Yeah, so Hertis has played top Sejuani before. I've never played against it, but I've seen her play it against other teams and practices and stuff. I haven't actually seen it in a VO game yet, though. So, but to go back to your point about the Maokai and the Ezreal, the Ezreal flex pick, not something I saw coming, but I mean it's an interesting tweak. I don't see there's not particularly any issue. I mean, Ezreal AD carry kind of has its issues. I don't know how it's going to do it.
I mean, there's just not a whole lot of wave. I mean, Gnar in mini form's got a little bit of wave clear.
Syndra's got good wave clear, so they should be okay. I mean, they have enough wave clear.
They haven't. Yes, they have enough, but
yeah,
is it enough to when you're not really good at sieging? It's more of a
they're playing for so they don't want a 1-3-1, but they want a 4-1. They're playing to
Yeah.
get ahead in lane, snowball towers, and hopefully out play the tempo game here, right?
Yeah,
So
Gnar on the one side doing his thing. The
you
four
should have winning solo lanes in. You should have winning both solo lanes, and I'm trying to recall like the last time Ezreal was played was like
He's not.
I don't know if it got played at Worlds, but I know it got played in LPL playoffs in semis, and I
Yeah.
forget if it was the finals and the semis. It might have just been semis.
Well, in the
played it against
Yeah.
Tristana in this exact matchup because if the Ezreal's played at a very very high level, it can be a lane bully, especially against Tristana, who's kind of I don't want to say like totally soft early, but her first few levels are a little bit soft. Like you can exploit her with stuff like Lucian and Caitlyn.
did it also fall into the same time that there was multiple at the pro level? Wasn't there like 4 or 5 AD carry bans
there was
as well?
There was a
It
bunch of
wasn't-
80 carry bans
Yes.
in that game.
Somehow Tristana fell through and. Then,
This
like,
was also
turns
this was
around.
also the week after the Ezreal jungle debuted, so it was
Yeah.
kind of used in a flex capacity there too. But they didn't. In that case, they didn't flex it. It was I'm pretty sure it was like a last pick.
Yeah.
It was like him picking into the matchup, which is a very Uzi thing.
But Alistar doesn't particularly apply any real lane pushing power like a range support necessarily does. Does provide the all-in engage that only Alistar can provide, but Ezreal does have the adaptability to escape with relatively ease.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been the thought process here too. Was they already have one carry that is just gonna die to a Jarvan ult more or less without flash in Syndra. Jarvan's very very good against the non Caitlyn, non Corki carries, Twitch.
The non-mobility.
The non-mobility, yeah. Twitch, Jinx, Kog'Maw, even Xayah, he's okay against because she can't actually get out of the ultimate. She can just ult to cancel the damage and eat some of the seconds off of it. But so maybe they were like, oh, we need some kind of AD carry with an escape. Maybe that was the logic. And Xayah was off the table. Caitlyn was off the table. It could have just been more of a plan before then. The level 1, Nami Ezreal level 1 is very potent. It's very, very good. Very strong. So heal barrier kind of interesting too. For a non-ardent rush anymore, you don't usually see this, but I guess they're doing everything in their power not to get caught. So this is prototypical, win lane because these are. I mean, if you look at this on paper, if the Ezreal's played to a certain level, this should be 3 winning lanes.
Yeah.
Which usually means a win as long as you're disciplined about it.
And where the Maokai goes.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the other side of this, you have a massive, massive team fighting composition and Tristana, who is still, I don't want to say by leaps and bounds, but still pretty clearly the strongest AD carry right now because she's the only AD carry that you can full on build real comps around. Like Kog'Maw, you can too, but like, I mean,
easier to adaptability. Kog'Maw comps are more linear.
Yeah, Trist can play in any comp, but Trist is also part of the strongest composition right now, which is like the single target get resets for Trist comp, which is what Samsung 6-0'd the last 2 weeks on, which is basically,
But they didn't ran Tristana, they ran Varus.
Yeah. I mean, they ran Varus, but they were running Trist.
The same opposite.
Like against Longzhu, right? This is a good example of that kind of idea. Orianna instead of like the Lissandra or the Malzahar. But the idea is Trist is kind of this like tiebreaker AD carry. Jinx kind of has the same effect on a fight, right? And Twitch does in a different way, where you have a team composition, and in leagues like this, most teams play front to back, right? They play, 2 tanks, 2 carries, and a support that can be a tank or a peel, right?
Yep.
So Tristana kind of becomes like the ultimate tiebreaker in that situation because how many fights do you know where the Tristana team gets the first kill? And they lose that fight. Not very many, right? Yeah. So
unless the Tristana does something stupid.
So the idea is you can play front to back, and as soon as the front line breaks, the fight's over. So you can't ever win a team fight cleanly, or like all right. So in team fights against Tristana comps, there's no just like 1-for-1, both teams a little beat up and worse for wear, but they're okay and they walk away from each other, right? And they reset. Against Tristana comps, that never ever happens. It's just they hard win the fight or they lose the fight, period. So you can just play discipline, hold your front line, get the reset, and you're usually going to win the fight. It's kind of like you see this with Jinx sometimes in solo queue too, where it's like as soon as that first kill happens, the fight kind of breaks open. So that's what I know. Samsung was using that 2 weeks ago against Longzhu, where they utilized the Malzahar and the Lissandra, basically just like, okay, like we don't care about the backline. We're not going to try to dive through front line. We're just going to kill your tank and then go. You see Trundle too, so we'll see. They certainly have the means to do that. They have a massive wombo combo with the Sedge, Jarvan, Ori, Alistair, just a bunch of different ways to deliver it. So we shall see. I like both comps though. The Ezreal's a little bit odd, but I like the idea of maybe it being a lane bully, playing it like a lane bully, because it can.
Okay, so we'll run down lines up here. For Red, White, and Sexy, they are the blue side in game one. Here we got Ansem 571 up top on Gnar, Mayor Wavos in the jungle on Maokai, Fuzel, Bamboozle, mid laning Syndra, Miyoki doing 80 carry, Ezreal, Witness on support Nami. On the side of Tentakill, we have Hurtus Leah up top on the Sejuani 789, still love that name, on the Jarvan jungle. Goonball, mid lane Orianna, iGlory on Tristana, and Monster Energy Drink misses that Narq, and the Mukau.
Mukau Alistair's the best skin.
It's so great.
So, a little bit of an invade there, not too much coming from it. No summoners blown, a little bit of damage getting put down, but...
Uh-oh. Fuzel, too! That's a huge chunk there. That first auto attack on Jarvan's really strong, so...
Yeah. I think he'll be okay. Not gonna recall, a little too late to do that. So we see a topside invade from Tentakill. Not something you usually see, but they're mixing it up. I do appreciate mixing it up. They tend to invade a lot. A lot of teams in this league tend to just fan out, and this team doesn't. They are mixing it up. Usually with a 5-man on one side or the other, but you do enough of that, it's going to be tough to tell.
Is this more to set up where 789 is going to go in his pathing, or is this to try and figure out... Because Mayor Wavos, Maokai, you can gank level 2, level 3, but how...
So
is it more to help their jungler or prevent the enemy jungler to damage?
I think it was more just to get an idea where he starts, and they probably had the read that they have a better level 1, which is up for debate. You could flash pulverize is like a decent thing. Sejuani's excellent at level 1, so you can kind of mise early kills out of it. So they might have just been thinking like try to get a summoner spell or something like that. Maybe catch Ansem sleeping in the top lane, make him level up Hop instead of Boomerang Toss. A little bit of trading going on the mid lane aggressively. I think they each got a potion out of each other so far. Gage coming in the bot lane.
Yep. Nice bubble return by Witness here in the W with the bounces. Looks like they're going to get the better of the trade, but not necessarily the better of the push here. 80 carry Tristana start Dorn's Ring?
Not that I see.
Yes. Yes.
I see Ezreal with
Ezreal, not Tristana, sorry, Ezreal. Sorry.
Ezreal with the Dorn's Ring, that's interesting.
Is this the Jhin start to keep your mana high up? And so you can spam more Qs?
So, here's a thought, right? Maybe he did go barrier heal. Ezreal not
789. Stream is not friendly to you, my friends.
I was just about to say he's getting awfully low up there as I'm talking about this, so I'm struggling to get through this train of thought. And he's gonna go down, looking like Mayor's gonna go top. Anyway, what I was saying was, maybe you don't usually see barrier heal on Ardent Sensor crit 80 carries, right? Because the idea with it is, to give the heal support. Let's see if we're gonna get this gank up top lane here.
I'll interrupt if you go. Oh, Hurtus is going to walk right into it, and straight with the jump there's going to have to flash out, and one more auto attack, not to get the hyper proc. Ansem didn't get that to polish through, but the flash is down for Sejuani, so maybe we'll see a repeat gank here in the next couple minutes. Yeah,
really heads up play by Mayor to head top. One, because he knew 789 was probably going to do a similar path and be on the same side, and I mean, he's not going to know he died, but is going to know that he's going to, it's going to be top lane focused, right? Sejuani, Jarvan's got a lot of kill potential as a 2v2, just because of the CC chain they can do. And shutting the Gnar down can hold off the split push potential for a while. Also, I mean, a lot of teams tend to focus the top lane against Hertus, both champion pool considerations and for, other reasons. So, not too surprised at that.
She plays aggressive and likes to kill me in lane all the time.
Absolutely. We got a counter gank, or not counter gank, but a visit in the top lane here. Yep. Red buff.
And the stun with the knock up the proc. That's going to be dead. So, like you said, the attention top lane from both junglers. Jarvan eventually made it there.
Yeah, interesting that both of these teams are kind of playing, like, meta team comps, but playing counter to the meta. Like, typically right now, you focus bot lane a lot, just because the nature of the champion's being clicked all in the bot lane here.
Great bubble yet again, as Witness has landed like 2 or 3 of these bubbles every time Monster has gone for the engage. The health is now starting to tick down off of this Ezreal Nami, but they're keeping up in CS relatively with respect so far.
Fuzul actually just narrowly avoids a death there, saving his heal and his flash, getting out of a gang from 789.
Did Nart just teleport to mid lane?
That's what it looked like to me, yeah. Maybe covering.
I was watching the trade down in bot lane, so did not expect to see that.
As odd as that is, I mean, he's going to miss some form at the top. He's also delaying Orianna's recall. She has no mana. And
Bubble going to miss down here in the bot lane as Maokai is going to show up and get in onto the Alistar, who's going to have to flash away. We'll see if the little kitty cat flash Q by Maokai means that there's going to have to be a flash out on the side of Tristana, but it's going to actually drop down. I think the saplings there, that extra proc because came out of the bush is gonna, that extra little proc damage is what takes down Tristana.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, that was very, very decisive. The one thing Mare has always brought to every team he's played on is that he's extremely decisive. Like, you never have a question what his game plan is, like in a team fight or in a skirmish like that. So, decisive flash to buy time for his twisted advance come back up, and they get the kill before that even happens. Just go back real quick on this mid lane, because I do think it was actually kind of a big deal. I don't know if Ansem did this on purpose or not, but by getting mid and shoving the Orianna in, he was able to deny almost like a wave and a half to him. Is going to get Fuzul 2-6, and he's in a really, really good spot now to solo. He's got a 10 CS lead, and he's going to have ultimate up, so he can kind of get this barrier, this flash out pretty quickly, just ult on cooldown, try to force Goonball out of lane here. And it's going to be really, really tough for Goonball for the next probably 5 to 10 minutes.
So this is a tier start. We kind of touch back on the Alisars. We see Ansem doing some nice trading up in the top lane. Yeah. It's a tier after that Doran's ring, so Ezreal might not have the mana problems, especially with the new changes to tier. The last was it 2 patches ago? Last patch?
I think it was 719 or 720, I forget which one.
Yeah, where the tier stacks slightly faster if you're not spamming abilities.
I'm not entirely sure the thought process here. This seems more willy-nilly than thought out, but I don't know.
Well, every time you kill a creep, you're going to get mana back, so you can stay in lane a little bit longer.
Yeah, but I guess.
Your W poke in lane is super superior, Gelati. Oh, so we have an all-in by both of the mid laners. It looks like neither one of them going to die. Barrier and heal popped, so no flashes, but defensive spells burnt by both Fuzul and Goonball. And we're going to go down to bot here, as it looks like Jarvan's going to flag a draw again. Ezreal is going to be able to get out of it. Ignite burning on him, though. Heal and flash spent by Nami to heal. And we missed top lane.
But in the top lane was an all-in that was last hit by Maokai ultimate under the tower, so...
Last
landing the killing blow with the slow-moving inevitable death of the Maokai ultimate, so... a lot going on there. We'll quickly get down to this. So, all-in the bot lane, 3v2. This is one of the good things about Ezreal, they're able to play safe and get out of that.
Oh, Alistar wants to go back in, but it's dropped again by Tristana this time as the trades are going in. Tristana is going to get the proc, not going to be enough to take out the Ezreal as the barrier was burnt there. All the summoners in bot lane are burnt. Mid laners have, flashes left up. And that's it. Like, everyone's sums are basically down right now. So we're
Mayor
going to look at
Huevos is looking for a
Jarvan
gank in mid
and
lane
Mayor
here.
Huevos going in. Jarvan's going to flag and drag in. But here comes the snare and the Q. We'll finish this off to see if the sapling's going to be able to take. Goonball's going to flash over, not getting it. Jarvan going to try and return poke damage. Not going to get much in onto Syndra. We'll see if the junglers here help clear out the wave. As it looks like we got a little bit of proxy farming here by Tristana, preventing Nami from really backing, and allowed Ezreal was able to escape though. So Ezreal was able to get back.
They're getting some damage on that bot tower. The mid lane fight, nice dodge at the end of that by Fuzel. The Jarvan Q would have killed him, so nice dodge on the tail end of that. Pretty easy to fall asleep and miss that after a lot's happened. A lot going on the map here, but what this breaks down to is lots of summoners blowing all over the place on the side of Red, White, and Sexy, but Tentakill having everything besides their teleport pretty much. I mean, mid lane has summoners down, but iGlory, Monster Energy pulling ahead even further in that bot lane.
Ezreal ult was just sent through the jungle like a hawk shot from Ashe, because it didn't hit anything. As the Sejuani ult came out in top lane to disengage the Gnar, who has gone for the Jarm's Fist first.
The Goonball actually in danger of dying here. His barrier's not quite on cooldown. Yeah, it's
flag and drag into the Cataclysm with the Shockwave. Looks like Fuzel Bamboozle's going to die to that burst, Gelati.
That's a really, really good read by 79. Knowing his mid laner's in trouble, likely some communication there to know that Fuzel's going to be playing aggressive to try to get the kill there because he's in the advantage and taking advantage of Fuzel doing what he's supposed to do.
Well, 7 and 9 flag drag to flash to Cataclysm to get on Fuzel Bamboozle. So that was a very long engage for that, Jarvan participation part of that kill.
Yeah, again, we see the reason Syndra, can struggle. I mean, without her flash up, Syndra is just stuck in Jarvan ult. So you're gonna have that Jarvan Orianna combo every single time that flash isn't up. So I see one of the problems there, but very, very good. That was a very headsy call by, I don't know if it was 79 or Goomball or both.
It looks like Gnar is going to go for kind of an all-in here as the stun and stuns back against each other at the top laners. Not much more than just sort of trading. Brick House is thrown as Ezreal's going to get jumped on yet again by Alistar and Tristana. We'll see if Jarvan wants to go in here. Alistar with the ult tanking up the entire thing. Tristana's going to jump over the wall, misses the bubble, but has no support from the enemy laners here. Ezreal's going to come out and miss nothing as Maokai chased off the Alistar. iGlory looking to try and get his cooldown on his jump. Not going to happen. Good job by Mookie and Witness at controlling that dive.
A lot of missed kill shots by Moko that would have taken a lot less time. They maybe could have shoved this wave and denied it and gotten the kill. So, good job by iGlory to dodge 3 Qs and the Ezreal ultimate entirely.
Looks like they're trying to get in on the this blue buff here, and Mayor will steal away from 799, or more maybe importantly, keep it away from Goonball. Syndra's going to be able to just steal this away.
Yes. Top lane Sejuani ultimate was blown and missed on Ansem. He flashed out of it, so he's just gonna walk away, none the worse for wear.
Now that's a Tiamat on the Sejuani. Does she get?
Yeah.
Does she need animation cancel with the Tiamat? Can you do that with her auto?
I'm
not familiar with Sejuani.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about it. Ooh, looks like it could have been an all-in by Fuzel. Kind of surprised he didn't ult there.
Well, he's gonna get pounded here in a second.
Oh,
Alistar right out of the Cataclysm. Not going to matter because there's Orianna Shockwave. Not enough balls hitting Goonball, so he's going to live through that.
Saves the barrier for himself too, so that's really, really important, which means you can not entirely blank her next ult, but
iGlory's going to look to try and take down this first tower, first brick gold, and he's maybe sacrificing himself for it as Nami not going to be enough, get knocked away, and with the flash up, he's probably going to be able to just walk this one thing out as Ansem is going back in on Hurtus with the Gnar ulti here, but the easy disengage, but once again, throwing house at people. Very mean, Gnar.
So Ansem and Hurtus are really going at it in the top lane here. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Kind of surprised at how well Hurtus is doing in this matchup. I mean, any melee without a gap closer, I mean, Sejuani sort of has one, but any melee without a gap closer almost always has trouble against Gnar. It's like one of the reasons he's so good. And holding her own, has a 10 CS lead, has equal on teleports. Did not see that coming. Kind of surprised how well this is working.
And Alistar's going to go in again. Nice bubble yet again by Witness, trying to get some damage back onto iGlory. It's not going to really do much for their pushing power, though. The Ezreal has got the Manamune, but that's still stacking. He's at 426 of the 750, so we still got a time before that's going to be activated.
I'm trying to figure out what... So... Maybe they're taking the Ezreal thinking it's like an old school like blue build scaling Ezreal, not a lot of damage coming in on Monster Energy here. Is gonna walk away.
It does have ults, but I don't know if you want to play that one out, as it looks like Ansem's trying to pull Hurtus into the wall, but Jarvan and Maokai are both here, as here come the kitty cats, as Maokai's going to go in. It looks like we got a full engage, but Jarvan's going to return, and the Cataclysm's going to take down the Maokai. Looks like we're going to try and chase in onto the Gnar here. We'll see if Flash is up by Hurtus. Flag and Drag does get the stun with the second knockup, and double kill for Jarvan. They are really far, and this is offensive Jarvan. This is 789 with Warrior and Tiamat as Ezreal takes down the bottom tower.
79-7. Oh, gotta be a kill in the mid lane here. More than likely.
Goomball going to try and charade with the ults, but final Q finishes him off.
Yeah, gets the kill through barriers. Also gonna walk away from
Tristana jumps in though, which makes Fusel flash. So
flank. He's gonna be able to
no flash on Syndra. Will or heal. Nami's come for.
See how quickly Red, White, and Sexy react to this. 79 has been having one hell of a game. It's just on point, making all the hard reads on everything. Not all in here on the Ezreal, but he's just going to be able to shift away. Scatter the Weak missing on Tristana. And looking like it's just going to reset here. Syndra going to have to recall here. There's a chance they get a good siege on the side of Tentakill, with the Tristana and Syndra not there being the primary wave clear. Ezreal does have ult to thin this next wave out if he needs to. Doesn't look like Tentakill want to do that though. They're going to reassign to top lane. And I want to keep going back to this Ezreal because I just don't get it, right? So you want to pick it as a lane bully to the Trist. Maybe that wasn't their thought process, but that's what I would think the thought process is. Like, Nami Ezreal can be a good lane. So maybe that was the thought process, but if you're going to do that, you don't do a tier build. You don't do a Doran's Ring build. No Sheen.
Oh no, Jarvan is here, and it looks like they're going to cancel out the Gnar ult with the Flag Dragon flash out away from the ult from Sejuani. Means the control of this lane is, pretty much in the favor of the pushing Tristana, right? Like, Jarvan back here at the Flag and Drag, trying to get the slow Cataclysm with that full offensive build. These, kind of tanky top and jungles are just absolutely dropping. Alistar is actually going to steal away with that kill. And with the 4 members here, this tower is going to go down really fast unless Glory keeps tanking those tower shots.
This is going to be a big tempo hit, potentially. Fusel makes his way up here, is going to be able to defend. Does have ultimate. Probably score a kill or two on the outside of this.
Yeah, Monster's actually not going to, survive that as ultimate. Stronger on the side of Fusel, being level 11 compared to 9 on the Alistar.
Yeah, Fusel's still very, very big. Goomball managing, but at this point in the game, Syndra's very scary. Can pretty much kill anybody she wants to. Red, White, and Sexy gotta slow this down and reestablish either their 4-1 or their 1-3-1, because right now they're kind of lagging behind. Now, Tentakill, I think, missed out on opportunities to... I mean, there's one tower down. There's one tower, both bottom towers down, that's it. There's Tristana in the game, and it's 18 minutes in. Only having one tower down is kind of, lackluster, for lack of a better term. Lack of a better term, gotcha. But, kind of surprising. And Moko now going for the Trinity Force lead. I'm really confused by this, but I guess whatever works for him.
Now, this is a very offensive building team as well. I mean, you have Hurtus with the Tiamat going in Jarvan's Fist going for that, Titanic Hydra. You have the Jarvan with Ravenous Hydra and Warrior. That's very an offensive builds coming out of.
Maybe they think
they're going to go for Rift while Red, White, and Sexy goes for Dragon there. take the
They can
air
trade
drake.
mid tower for Rift. They get Dragon. They trade top tower for mid tower. Dragon for Rift is not the worst trade, but you don't usually want to give Rift to a Tristana team.
Jarvan trying to clear out the minions. Gets all in with no tankiness whatsoever. Is just going to drop to Syndra. This is taking way too long to take the Rift Heralds. Alistar's going to have to try and peel them off of it. But here comes the Namiel and steals the Rift Herald. Are you serious? Maokai's going to come in here with the Gauge and pick it up. And it looks like they finish out with the Maokai. And they're going to take down the Alistar. Gelati. That's a level 1 Nami tidal wave. How much damage does that thing do?
Not very much.
That
Maybe
does
100.
Does 150 magic damage or plus 9 because of her ability power.
I mean, they didn't have a
What?
They didn't have a smite there because 789 died in mid lane. He doesn't have a Hex Drinker against Syndra, which I think is a mistake. I appreciate the aggression, but you can get a Hex Drinker before finishing Ravenous Hydra. Now they're going to get a mid tower off this.
And it looks like they're going to, redemption up and maybe try and push it any further. Get some chip damage, just a tiny chip damage now, but
they got waves pushing bot and top. They could maybe hold strong here, reassess mid, but it looks like they want to reset.
Do you think they should have held a little bit longer till that top wave crashed into it?
I mean, that's up for debate. The only reason you wouldn't want to is because Jarvan ult is such a potent engage. Like, Jarvan Orianna is such a potent engage that so many bad things can happen from overstaying in a situation like that. If they were a little less soft on the engage in their team composition, maybe you could stay there. But
Nara's going to teleport in as Ezreal comes out and takes out the minion wave. So no counter push for the side of Tentakill. That's got to be so demoralizing, though, that you decide to trade towers and map objectives and then lose out on, like, something that's silly as a...
I think 789 just disrespected that Syndra could one-shot him for whatever reason. Maybe he's feeling himself because he's having a pretty strong... I mean, other than that, that's the first really, straight-up wrong thing he's done this game, so... maybe he was feeling himself a little too much. Maybe there was miscommunication, you never know, but, I'm not a fan of Ansem. That's the second time he's teleported. The first time it was reasonable because you had an Orianna. Kind of a lot of damage coming on the Mare Flavors here, but using his teleport mid, like, that tower wasn't going down. There was almost no reason to do that. Like, it's not like the teleport stopped them from taking that tower, and now he's not going to have the teleport to establish split push pressure. Because it's at this point in the game that he should start getting an advantage over Sejuani, I would think.
Now, interesting here, he went for the Frozen Mallet. That's usually... that's used against the melee champions to help kite them out in the long extended lanes, which is usually where you see Black Cleaver that helps shred that early armor first.
Oh, he's working toward a cleaver.
He's working towards it, but usually that's why you go cleaver first,
yeah,
right?
Correct, yeah. So, he is establishing himself in the long lane, which is what he should be doing. There's no tower for Tentakill to take top lane here. So kind of in a weird holding pattern, trying to see where...
Fuzo's going to get around into Gooball, goes off with the full combo. Not going to finish up with the flag and drag from 789. Actually is going to counter and flash out. Goonball did drop to the next ball as heal and flash now burnt by Syndra trying to skip and walks into redemption, but here comes Maokai. Looks like he's going to try and get some separation. Sejuani's going to teleport into the mid lane on that cannon. And Nami tidal wave spent to disengage this fight as it looks like a bubble landed on Tristana. Sejuani ult's going to land on the Maokai. It looks like we're trying to take down goes the enemy jungler, and with Ezreal trying to kite into this team, Nar's been left into the bot lane as there's a double kill. Not sure how Alistar died in that.
Also died to minions.
Oh my gosh, and
wow.
With Tristana going down, Gnar is going to get a free damage on this tier 2. So that's going to be a Baron now for...
Tentakill just chasing that too far. I mean, you had Mare of Waivers, like, it looked like Mare of Waivers, like, so, Fuzel disengaged. Mare of Waivers looked like he was going in just to, like, buy time for his team. That's, like, the obvious thing, right? That's exactly what he was doing. And they were on him for a number of seconds, and they chased him all the way in the river. Where else is the team going to be? Big mistake by Tentakill, handing over a triple kill to Mokoichi. And, all of a sudden this Ezreal is... Ezreal hitting a massive spike with the Trinity, the cooldown boots, and the Miramana now finished, so... Gnar is going to be able to buy his, I presume, his cleaver on his back. Let me take a look here.
As we do touch on the gold. He does have 1850 here, so he's going to be able to at least pick up the components of the cleaver. He's not going to be able to finish off the entire thing. And the gold discrepancy here, we're at just under 25 minutes. and it's now starting to push the 3 to 4K. It's, you know, and it's not like one person's greatly outdoing another, other than the Boozle, who does have 2K over the Goonball. It's just for kind of a team effort here. As
oh my god, so much damage coming out. Ezreal getting a last whisper on that buy too.
Oh, he had red buff too to keep on, you know, apply that range slow there that you can do with the Qs. Absolutely crushing.
Ezreal, make no mistake, if you're allowed to get away with a build like this, he is one of the best late game carries in the game. It's a lot of damage. If you hit your Qs, it's a hyper carry. If you don't, he's just a very safe, strong carry that can chunk people and burst people. Can play reasonably front to back, but I mean, they're just massively ahead. They were down. You gotta remember, they were down 4K.
And here comes the Maokai ult. We'll see if it's going to be used just to disengage the towers. He's actually going to take damage as the Ezreal ult comes across. Looks like we're going to have a redemption here. Nar's going to give me Omega Form. We'll see if he wants to go in as Maokai is diving the tower yet. And here comes a Cataclysm in on the Boozle, who go across. Nami ult's going to come across and try with the disengage. No heal enough is going to be able to keep Nars in on the back line as Alistar's going to headbutt out of the fight. And only Jarvan for Syndra on this tower defense, but this cannon minion is still shooting at the tower.
Ultimate.
And now
still has ultimate.
Here comes, and Ezreal's going to go in onto Orianna. It looks like the double shockwave here is going to take down Ezreal and Gnar as Mara Huevos is caught too far forward. Nami only in support is going to try and get off some heals and a bubble. It's not going to be enough as Mara Huevos is going to get snared up there and finish off. We'll see if Tristana's going to try and get resets. Witness does have flash and heal if needs to escape, and is just going to keep on running. Sejuani is now back up as well. Keep on running, little fishy lady. Nice double bubble.
Yeah, a little sloppy on both sides there. Maybe a little tiny bit overzealous on the side of Red, White, and Sexy. Tentakill, I'm calling you out, Goonball. The ball was sitting there in the Jarvan ultimate, and you didn't pull the trigger on Fuzzle to kill him. And then you didn't pull the trigger when the wave got there, when you had a 4-man ultimate, and you didn't pull the trigger until after you were already chunked down to half and they were like calling your inhibitor. 3 different missed opportunities. It ends up working out for them because of mistakes on the side of Red, White, and Sexy, but just gonna call it out. Calling it like I see it.
Ezreal not in time to take out any of the champions or the dragon, but did lay a lot of chip damage in, as we now have time for people to clear up the vision here. So we haven't really touched on the vision. It looks like, I mean, there are 4 pink wards out on the map currently for Red, White, and Sexy, and they do have some
inventory.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing well. 3 of them are on Gnar, so we'll see how this kind of plays into how they want to play around it. I mean, they just all died with Baron on them, so you know Baron's not up. I mean, obviously the top tower is free at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, not getting that inhibitor, not the worst case in the not the worst thing in the world. If you made it take long, they are gonna get a free top tower out of this. There's another big 5v5. This is not what Red, White, and Sexy want to be doing. They don't want to be 5v5, and they want to be making picks.
Gnar has teleport. Why aren't you putting him in bot lane?
I agree with that 100%. I mean, you have a split pushing build on the Gnar. Maybe there's a little bit of discomfort. Maybe this is just could just be poor calling. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I think it's a massive, massive mistake. Ansem trying to zone them off the tower here.
Ezreal comes out just to clear the minion wave. Looks like this Gnar's going to flag and drag in. They're trying to get in onto Ansem, as it looks like they're going to re-engage onto the Jarvan. That's not going to happen. Is Syndra up top, and it looks like we have so much CC going on here up in the top lane. So many ults burnt. Gnar is actually going to drop in the CC chain, as we're now trying to get a reset as top for jungler spent.
Maybe they're playing this more like a poke comp. I mean, Fuzzle got a ton of damage about 30 seconds, ago. Fuzzle put a ton of damage down on her Leia, about 2/3 of her health. Wasn't able to hard engage that fight besides an ultimate without risking death. Oh, ultimate back on cooldown. Ball out there.
This trying to, I mean, Ezreal's not the fastest tower taker. I mean, he doesn't have those Caitlyn autos yet. I mean, he does get the procs with the Trinity Force, right? But you can't really. So it's flash in by Mara Huevos, so they're really going deep for this. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're going to take towers, so you can just dive past the tower and take out the enemy mid laner.
I think Tentakill getting a little bit greedy as good as Warmogs is at stalling things out like that. Really, really good call by Red, White, and Sexy to realize that Tentakill were not recalling. They were not surrendering that tower, so all you needed to do was buy time, poke them out, keep them from recalling, and they were going to all be at half health, so there was no way they were going to defend that, and they get a kill on the outside of it, too.
Nard just used his teleport in mid lane to protect it from minions, as he's going to go full in here onto Tristana, but the ult comes out, and now Ansem has already jumped forward. He's in a bad position as he's going to flash out of the Cataclysm and Sejuani ult. You hit the stun, well, he's going to blast cone to safety. So
unbelievable.
One bad play.
I'm just going to call it out. That was another. I don't get the teleport. I don't know what Ansem's doing this game. Something's going on.
Now, this is the first time that these teams, this is a week 1 match. I know we're basically into week 2 for most of the teams in the league so far.
A little bit of a late start,
but do you think it's just, new team, poor communication, don't have a sound strategy yet, and they're falling back to let's just group because
I'm not
more
sure.
Comfortable?
I mean, again, we've been scrimming against them, and they've had Ansem for a while. I think might just be a little confusion. Maybe Ansem is just overplaying a little bit. It could be anything, but all these teleport calls I'm not a fan of. Like, he got away with murder there. That was a critical, like, potentially game-ending mistake that he got away with. We'll see how this fight goes.
I mean, considering they're up 15-12 in kills, 7-2 in towers, them being only up 3k in gold right now seems pretty low, doesn't it?
I agree. And, I mean, you have wave control in the outer lanes right now for Tentakill, so all they need to do is hold serve here. They have the better team fighting team. Here we go.
Mayor Huevos getting caught here. Looks like Ansem going to try and go in the back line, but flag and drag by Jarvis gets the Cataclysm and not Bamboozle as Tristana jumps away. Ezreal's on the backside as well, as 789 is going to take down the Syndra, and now it's up to Tristana, who's just getting absolutely engaged on by the rest of 7 Sexy, but it looks like Ezreal's now going to try and fight off Alsar and Orianna. Not going to happen, as where Huevos is now on the run. So the split team fight with Maokai, Sedge, and Syndra, with the Nami on one side trying to take out basically the team, whereas the Gnar Ezreal flank just trying to kill iGlory. More successful for Tentakill here.
Yeah, triple kill going over 789. Had them all.
Flag and Dragon, the Cataclysm on immobile backline.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to have the split fight like that if you're the team, if you're Red, White, and Sexy, because I don't think they win the 5v5. So
the Wombo is just too strong, right?
Yeah, I
too
agree.
much CC, too much layering. The Alistar, the Shockwave, Cataclysm, the Sejuani ult, which I keep forgetting for some reason, and then Tristana being able to get resets, but
nice blue steel there, right? 79. But yeah, I agree. Like they're not going to win a 5v5 at this point, so the split fight is fine. If you split it into 2 different 3v2s, that's fine. But again, like, you have that Tristana factor, and you have the fact that Syndra without Flash can't get away from Jarvan. And even with Flash, there's a chance Jarvan hits an EQ. You should be able to eat it, but there's a chance, mistakes are made. She hits an EQ and has to flash before the ultimate, and if you get the ult, she's just dead.
Well,
especially with Maul on GA now, he's not going to die to a Syndra ult anymore.
Red, White, and Sexy is going to happen, and we have teleport coming in by the Sejuani. We'll see if it comes straight with an ult as straight into a tidal wave from Nami. Again with the disengage. Nard's going to throw a disengage back as well. It looks like Maokai is going to win the story. The 3-man shockwave by Goopball, excellent onto the backline carry, as Sejuani is actually going to continue with the CC as Syndra finished up 1 kill. Tristana getting reset. We're going to see go up and onto Witness on the Nami is going to finish off and jump over the wall, trying to catch up with Ansem, and it looks like Maokai is going to snare his way to the mid lane and escape.
Baron was taken by Red, White, and Sexy, so luckily they're able to get 2 out of that situation and hold on to the Baron. They're probably going to lose a Dragon and a Tower, maybe an Inhibitor instead of the Dragon.
Is this the point, though, where the auto crits from, Tristana are way more powerful if, Ezreal can't get, hit the Qs, right? Like, it's easier to, left click, right? Left click, left click.
A lot of Ezreal's damage comes from the ability to hit, the majority of your Qs, which is why, everybody plays Ezreal as this quote-unquote safe champion, but he does not do enough damage unless you're hitting the majority of your Qs, which is why, the cliche is you shouldn't be playing Ezreal unless you're, a high diamond plus player. But,
he's fun in
I think really what's happening here is, Fuzlo didn't have Flash for that fight. He got blown in the last team fight. Oh, there.
I was about to say, if Red, White, and Sexy steals another objective with the ult, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah. Fuzel was left alone, kind of on the backside of that fight, and Jarvan and Goomball just killed him, like ult dead. So,
well, that shockwave on the damage dealers was so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the problem. They're gonna. I mean, let's make no mistake here. The previous 2 fights shouldn't have happened. The reason they shouldn't have happened is because Ansem should not have teleported mid. Ansem should have been splitting bottom and had his teleport for the previous fight. And then that fight shouldn't have happened because he should have had his teleport because he should have not had to blow it in the previous fight because he would have had a free inhibitor if he just split push bottom. I think a lot of mistakes coming out by Red, White, and Sexy here, just in terms of assignment and understanding their win condition, right?
Well, like, Jarvan's gone full damage here, so it looks like they're going to try and get a peel. It looks like they're trying to get onto the Tristana, but it's not going to happen as Maokai goes for the engagement, not going to be followed up as they're maybe dump all their damage, and it's onto Alistar, who's the only one available, as 789 is going to jump over the wall, cataclysm in, and Syndra is able to escape as Redemption comes up, but there's the Shockwave and the Foozle, but Goomball is finished off by the ult, as he's going to drop here. Gnar teleported in, and as Ezreal goes over the wall on Alistar, not going to happen. Glory finishes off the minion waves as Sejuani was never really able to orange the fight as Flash in by Maokai trying to get off the CC chain as we're going to finish off. Q does land from Ezreal, but Flash out now by the Sejuani. She takes the Maokai on her way.
Ultimately a 3 for 2, but really good job on Ansem there. Well, you could argue this one of 2 ways. You could say really good job on Ansem to zone the back line off, or you could say really bad job by Tentakill not getting to their front line and helping, kill the carries of the other team and instead trying to kill the Gnar forever. So regardless, you had Gnar isolated on the side there, and the iGlory and Hertisleia spending so much time, killing him that it gave Fuzel and Mokoichi a lot of time to kill Jarvan and Orianna on the front end of that, and Monster Energy.
Well, Jarvan has gone 100% offense. He has a GA and a Maw. Like, do you really need this much damage? I mean, I know you got 2 really tanky in Alistar and Sejuani, but, like, don't you want a little bit of health here?
Yeah,
As
I'd agree with
Witness
that.
is taking wolves from Gnar because apparently gold is more important on the Nami than this Gnar right now, who's 0-7. Does have 6 assists.
Yeah,
Just.
But I mean, let's. So you pick a team comp like this to bully lane. If the lanes don't go well, then it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you still have a 4-1 to fall back on. You have good enough wave clear with Syndra and Ezreal ultimate that you can manage a siege. It's not going to be great, but you can manage, right? The other team's got to execute well. Ansem's just not splitting, and when he goes, the time like that time he did split, he was bottom. The fight came to him, right? I mean, this game, a lot of mistakes on both sides, but ultimately, if Red, White, and Sexy end up losing this game, it's going to be because they're not playing to their win conditions.
Well, they're looking to get in. Is right in. There's a Sejuani ult from the Fog of War. So with Syndra down, and Nami's going to get Cataclysmed in by the Jarvan, and that long-range engage of the, flag and drag Flash Cataclysm onto a Flashless Nami is just not, or I guess Nami did burn Flash to try and escape the combo. Not enough, and they're just going to run it down mid here. Tristana's going to mow through this tower.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a little bit of tilt.
Looks like the redemption being spent here is Alistar's going to go in onto the Ezreal just for some peel damage and trying to escape. Gnar's going to be able to go in, does get a stun into the backline, but shot back by Tristana is not going to be enough. It throws the house as double kill on the Ezreal, who has been landing these Qs, as it looks like they're just going all in onto the Ezreal. They're able to finish off as jump out on Tristana because of the resets here. Now trying to kite out for his life as we got down in the mini far. Not going to be enough as maybe the minions are going to finish one off, and not going to happen. Ansem is going to live one through, and Mayor Huevos. Did he get scratched? Did he get scratched? I don't think anyone scratched the tree, Gelati.
I mean, that's a good thing though, because it means you're getting damage on carries and not the hyper tank that is Maokai. All right. So Moko actually played the back end of that fight really, or the front end of that fight really well. He's kind of isolated on the bottom, hit like 2 or 3 Qs on the combination of Goomball and 789 to get the kills on them relatively early, and then it was just a matter of managing 789's resets because he could have got crit. And 2 crits in a row. Static Shiv would have probably killed him. Doesn't get that. Is able to get the trade, put enough damage down for his 2 tanks to clean up. I was actually kind of surprised that neither the inhibitor nor the team fight was won there. Maybe a bit of a split call there.
Well,
this is what Ezreal's good at.
Sejuani was back clearing out like a triple minion wave in bot lane, right? Well, she could have
teleported 3v4.
Yeah,
they were without Witness and Foozle. So
yeah, but they did get redemption in the middle of it.
Yeah, impressive defense there, regardless. Like, no matter how you slice it, that was
impressive. No, it was very impressive defense.
Against a full-build Tristana, more or less, is really, really impressive, no matter how you slice it. So
we're at 40 minutes now. Baron is up in now. Dragon's up in 13 seconds. Elder. So
this inhibitor respawning soon.
Gnar's gonna try and split push against this Sejuani. We'll see what they want to do. It looks like Alistar is going to get knocked away as they finish off, and just go in here on the Alistar, just try and get some damage on us. They're going to try and get us as Alistar is Iglory going to get shot over the wall, and we haven't engaged here by Mara Huevos. We're going to see what happens. We're going to look for Ezreal. He shoots 1 or 2 couple Qs over the wall. Here comes the redemption. They're going to continue off this and heal up this super tank as Ezreal comes across, and Jarvan's going to cataclysm in. It looks like, but there's the shockwave, only going to hit 2 people. It looks like Hersley is going to drop in the base to Ansem, as Jarvan's not going to be able to get in on Foozle, and this is not looking good on the side as down goes Jarvan.
They're in recall stopping mode right now. Not sure they don't have forward vision enough, so if they don't see that, they should go right to Baron right away. Good.
Orianna was able to run back, and the inhibitor is coming back up as we speak. So it looks like Red, White, and Sexy going to peel back to the free Baron. That was a kind of a rough engage there by Tentakill. Was it necessary though?
Yeah.
Because of
Foozle got chunked out to about a quarter health right before that fight even started, and then Mare went in, which I thought was bad news for them. And that's a really, really dangerous spot to fight Orianna.
Gnar's going to go in here on Segoy, and he's not going to be able to get to his ult, and now Ugler's going to flash off, but the ult not going to happen, as it looks like Maokai's going to engage back in onto this Alistar CC lockdown. With the bot lane gone, Jarvan 15 seconds, Sejuani back up only in 5. They should be able to get at least 2 inhibitors off this, correct?
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have the hard engage with Sejuani, Jarvan, Orianna combo, but without the Tristana up, there's just not gonna be enough damage to get through this. As long as Moko saves mana for Arcane Shift, there's not really a way they can get on him. Well, he actually has his barrier as well, so they're gonna get 2 inhibitors at the very minimum. I would think Elder as well. So.
You can't turn off the Muramana now, right? Like, if you don't have enough mana, it just doesn't work. But you can't like turn it off to save your mana on your autos. Correct. It's always going to do it.
They didn't give the blue to him there, but
yes, that's interesting. Well, they are going to roll down here to the Elder Dragon. They only have 1, but it's a great consolation prize for the next team fight, as they want to probably really hardcore push the top. As Jarvan's kind of trying to push in mid, just to push out the minions so they have a easier defense.
Man, 79. All right, I'll go ahead and I'm going to point this out because he's struggling now. But he had a great start to this game. 79. He's going to get punished for this here, but
yeah, he's going to flag drag right into Cataclysm's over. Oh my, Foozle.
Am I allowed to take back the compliment I was just about to give 79?
He almost 2-shot Foozle Bamboozle. So.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was 78-9. This is a really, really good example of constantly. It's good for junglers to see, right? You want to make sure that you're safe doing so, but generally speaking, if the other team's taking Elder, unless you think if you want to go and get something, he could have did the blue before taking Wolves. I think that was the mistake he made there. But
just take blue,
79
blue
constantly. He's constantly moving and getting his farm up, because when games break down like this, even late game and everything like that, he's constantly being super, super efficient with his time. He knows there's nothing else that they can be doing. There's nothing else he can be doing. Goes ahead and sees an opportunity to take. I mean, he get caught in that case, but sees an opportunity to take some camps on the other side of the map. He just was a little sloppy doing so. I think he should have took the blue first and tried to take both.
Why aren't they pushing out? I mean, are they just going to try and go for the end with the Baron and Elder Dragon?
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
I can understand this decision.
Ezreal. I mean, yeah, they got the tower, but
And you're putting Tentakill in a hole here. They're gonna try hard to
Let's
engage.
see, and there it goes. Tristana is able to not get back to the
Tristana
fountain.
gets one
As there's
shot
the
by
redemption being
Foozle.
Shockwave comes in the backline. Looks like it's not gonna be enough monster energy. Tries to go in the backline. Sejuani ult does land in the backline, but it's not gonna happen. As him jumps right on forward with the Gnar. It looks like Maokai's gonna get in onto Orianna in the backline. That's not gonna be enough. In game 1 is gonna go over to Tentacles. It looks like Maokai's gonna actually follow into the base. Not gonna be enough. Bear Wiggles. How that super tank right there. Absolutely ridiculous, as we do have a final decision in 44 minutes.
That was
through.
ridiculous.
Over to the side of Red, White, and Sexy.
Wow. I mean,
A win's a win. A little sloppy, but once again, this is
yeah.
you know the first. This is their
say.
first official game of the season. Sometimes it doesn't have to look pretty to get the W.
I mean, make no mistake here, guys. This was personally, I don't think a very well played game by either team. Not to what they're capable of, but slugfest, lots of punching back and forth. Bit of a slobber knocker, as Mean Gene would have said, right, way back in the day. So, man, I think things to look forward to for the next game, right? One, I don't know if there's going to be any draft changes necessarily. Maybe the Syndra gets banned, but I found it really, really interesting that, I mean, Red, White, and Sexy just, Ansem just did not use Gnar the way you're supposed to use it. Like, Gnar can team fight. The strength of Gnar is that he's well-rounded, and he can kind of do a little bit of everything, right? He can be a split pusher. He can contribute in a team fight, unlike a lot of split pushers can. Just did not. I mean, the teleport use was just off. I'm just gonna go ahead and say wrong. I mean, I like the Orianna one because it's a little headsy. You can stop the recall, maybe get Foozle up on tempo, but like the next 3 in that game were seemingly pointless to me, and they never established the split. I mean, you saw him solo before the last 2 fights, like before that Baron. You saw him solo Hertisleia like in the base when he was split pushing. Could have been doing that all game, or at least could have been pulling 2 people down to make the rest of the game easier for his team. Just maybe it's an easy adjustment. Maybe they talk about this. I don't know if you're going to see too much different draft wise, but I mean, maybe they see Red, White, and Sexy put Ansem onto more of a team fight oriented champion if that's if the split push is not practiced and communicated well. But I think they kind of got away with murder here. I don't know about, what do you think?
I don't know if murder's this. I mean, it just didn't seem like there was a good counter. If your full engage is the full offensive Jarvan, and you can't finish blowing up the Syndra, they lost. If you blew up the Syndra, they won most of the time, unless they didn't.
Yeah, until the game was like super late game.
Yeah,
right,
where Ezreal's popping off.
So it's totally reasonable that. I mean, I like that carry combination against like it's because it forces Jarvan. I mean, Jarvan can't do anything to Ezreal. Like, it's never worth using cooldowns on him. So.
No, yeah, I mean, just the target once again. If you couldn't finish it off, the one champion you needed to finish off, then the team fight went badly.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, maybe I'm interpreting it a little differently than everyone else, but I look at that team comp on the side of Red, White, and Sexy, and I see a 4-1 that can team fight if in a pinch, right?
Yeah.
You have Gnar as a split pusher is going to he's in a seemingly favorable matchup, and you have great disengage and clear, right? You have Syndra, Ezreal, Maokai ultimate, Nami ultimate. That's very, very tough team to dive. Maokai or Nami bubble as well. Very, very tough team to dive. They can buy a lot of time for their split pusher to do work, and they just never did that. So we'll see. Some adjustments can be made. We got a second game. I did like the team comps on both sides. I just thought the play was a little bit sloppy. So I like the ideas. We'll have to see what game 2 brings.
I like the effort. It wasn't a passive. Like making mistakes. They were actively trying to do stuff in the form of trying to make plays. That's much better to see than we just didn't do anything.
Yeah, both teams pulling the trigger. Maybe a little bit to a fault at times, but I mean it came down to not playing to win condition and execution. They just didn't put that up. I think. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of an odd game. Looked like it was going to be over. Top lane Sejuani was interesting.
It was. It was doing fairly well and everything. So
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, Sejuani. What's kind of cool about Sejuani is you can kind of wave clear decently early compared to a lot of top laners. And a lot of people don't know that because the Q does do a lot of damage, like a lot of base damage. So I mean, you're kind of selling out early on using it in lane, but it's definitely an option for her. We'll see if we see that again. I don't think it was a comp issue. It was just execution on the side of Tentakill. Maybe a couple split calls. They definitely could have won that game. I think the fact that Gnar wasn't splitting, they should have won that game, and I think they just didn't peel for iGlory cleanly enough. Because they wanted to play a front to back, and they never played front to back. Like you have Orianna Tristana, that's like, you know, one of the best possible late game 1-2 punches for your hyper carries, and they weren't playing front to back. They were too focused on trying to get damage on the back line when really you should just be pulling the trigger and killing front and getting resets. And they didn't quite do that. A couple missed Orianna ult top tier. Well, not a couple. A lot of missed Orianna ult competitions by Goonball. He was better toward the tail end of that game, but a couple of those fights early definitely could have did better. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the next game brings. I don't know if you want to take a break or
yeah,
if you have anything to contribute.
No, I'm good. We will wait till they get started up here. So
I'll be taking some time to talk this. That was a long game.
So. No, that's fine.
Especially, I mean, Vantage. You see some long games, but generally game time's down because. Let me see. Oh, did they select? Okay, yeah, okay. So they selected blue for game 1.
Are they swapping sides?
Yeah, I'm double checking real quick. I'm pretty sure it's choice, not switch. You know, I'm just gonna double check.
Yeah, they're swapping back, so we're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the home team in this situation was red, white, and sexy, so they selected blue for side 1. I'm just double checking. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
You're fine. Yeah, if you want to take a break, go right ahead.
That is the rule book. Just to inform people, make sure there's nothing crazy going on. I always thought it was sides. I don't think I've ever not switched.
Yeah. I've always switched as well, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've always switched, but I did always think that it was, I mean, I never had the situation come up where I had to check. I mean, I think you should have a choice. One team gets choice, the other team gets choice. Best of 2 in LCS is this format. Well, it's not this format. It's split best of 2 really good. It's a split best of 2 like the old LCS format, best of 1. They would it was pre-scheduled to do it on one sideline, so. Okay, I think they're ready to go as soon as Memphis trigger on this one. I think, for those of you watching Monday Night Football, we got a 17-3 lead for the Detroit Lions going into Lambeau Field.
Against the backup quarterback.
Detroit Lions are 1 the Detroit Lions have lost 24 of their last 25 visits to Lambeau Field and are poised to break that streak. Tonight, they get 2 wins in the last 26. So, 17 to 3 coming in about 6 minutes left in the third quarter. This is not too good. Update. Heading into Champ Select for Game 2 after that almost 45-minute slobber knocker. We'll keep going with that.
I thought you were gonna take a break, dude. You just kept on talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they kind of went right into it too. I just kind of figured. Syndra does come out. Galileo, kind of an interesting band now too. By the way, I didn't talk about this in the last Champ Select because there was a lot to kind of cover, but Galileo kind of an interesting spot right now. Sort of forced to build a little bit more AP. A lot of people doing Rod of Ages now. You just can't rely entirely on his base damages anymore, but his AP scaling is actually exceptional now. I don't know if you saw, they had to hotfix it when they buffed him to be like more AP. They want people to build AP, not tanky. They don't want him to be a high base damage tank that can just like kill people as a tank, right? Because every time that happens, they have to nerf that tank, right? So they want you to have to build more AP on him, but Ezreal first pick again. See, I would not be surprised this time around. Oh, I guess I see. I think 79 is gonna play this. I don't think this is High Glory. Maokai going over to Red, White, and Sexy on the red side of this game.
Do you think that's probably top lane?
It could be either. Mare really likes Maokai. He's
Okay.
one of his best champions, so...
Well, it fits his style really well. Tank,
Yeah.
CC,
I
some
kind of like
supportiveness.
taking it. I kind of like taking the hyper tank Tristana on the kickback, especially with Cho Band. Maokai is probably your next best tank in this situation. And taking it early allows you to flex it as well, so if it's a matchup in top lane that they show, Ezreal Tarek. I think this is an Ezreal jungle. Yeah, this one's going to be an Ezreal jungle.
We got dual 80 carries.
Yeah, Varus a little bit underrated right now by a lot of people. Not by everybody, but Varus very, very good right now. I'm assuming that's another Nami pick.
Does Foozle Bamboozle like only own Dr. Mundo or what?
I have no idea.
Because that's the second time we've seen him as a proxy pick here. So,
I mean, maybe it's actually Mindo.
I don't think so.
I don't know why you'd ever pick Mindo against Varus, but you know, that's none of my business. Sejuani ban coming out. Interesting. I was saying before that I like taking the other hyper tank and Tristana with Cho'Gath off the table, right?
Yeah.
This team, I mean, I'll just, again, from experience, that is, in fact, a Nami pick. Again, for sure. Gnar out. Maybe pressuring Ansem's pool a little bit here. Possible that Hersley has a pick prepared for the Maokai, or a pick that she thinks she can go even on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to attack his pool. Ansem is a Swain player. So I'd be interested to see if they end up going that route. It is his best champion.
You know they already got Ezreal jungle. Why would you ban Jarvan? Goonball's not playing.
So
Mid lane. Mid lane.
Curtis does play Jarvan.
Oh.
So
I was about to say we could have mid lane Varus.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of that pick, but maybe the idea is they want to take out all the hard engage here and just be able to protect Mokoichi. So not a bad idea. I mean, the Jarvan was problematic for a lot. I mean, let's look at.
Do you take Orianna here?
You could take Ori. You could take Echo. Echo is actually on the table in one of Fuzel's stronger champions. Probably the Orianna to take it away from Goonball. Goonball likely gonna go to loot. This could be a Lucian game, but you'd have triple AD carry. Triple AD carry plus Tarek is actually extremely good.
I was about to say we got the AD carry. I was supposed to, man.
And yeah, it's extremely good. You'd be blind picking your tank though, so the downside of this situation would be you have triple AD carry. If that is a Maokai jungle and Ansem gets to counterpick and counterpicks like with a tank that's going to win or like a carry matchup, then all of a sudden you're playing triple AD carry with no front line, and that's a lot worse, even with the Tarek. So, a Moo.
Proxy?
Interesting. I don't think so. So, the Camille coming out for Hertislia, basically hard calling that Ansem is playing the Maokai. They don't think it's a Maokai jungle, or they don't think that he's going to play
Swain.
I mean, oh, nice, nice. I've been excited for this. Okay, so.
Dude,
do you
I
have
cast.
any experience playing against the new Zin?
I have experience, and I casted a tournament this weekend where the Zin went off. And when I say went off, he ended the game like 22, like 4, and like 16. He went off in like a 33-minute game. It was redunculous. He legitimately 1v9'd on how hard he carried. It was brutal. It was nasty.
So, the new Xin Zhao, for those of you that don't know, he has like a pseudo, like old Poppy ult, like sort of like Trendemir ult, sort of Tarek ult. And
no, the best way I can explain it is, okay, so it's really what Camille's ult wants to be.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It kicks everyone out of the circle except for the one person you're fighting. No one outside the circle can deal damage to you as long as you continue attacking champions.
Yeah, Xin Zhao's new ultimate is Thunderdome, the skill.
Yeah.
It's 2-man enter, 1-man leave. Right? It's like it's really fun, very explosive. Zin's always had explosive starts, just because he's one of the best early game duelists in the game. Gets so much damage from his old W, now his new passive. Every third hit, they moved his W passive to his passive.
Yeah, so
he's the same. Q's the same. I think. Yeah, Q's exactly the same.
Q's the same. The W is what's changed. So, it depends. There's no real tanks on the enemy team.
Wasn't that something else?
Was it a proxy pick?
I don't remember what the pick was. I'm trying to figure that out right now.
A silent death.
What?
I am not sure.
They had Varus, Tarek, Ezreal. I can't remember what they showed.
They had the Ezreal. They had Varus, Tarek. And I'm trying to remember what the other pick was. Maybe they just... maybe it was like a proxy pick and then the dodge because they were last pick. So
yeah, so I do expect the Xin Zhao to go warrior into like you have to be offensive, and it does take.
Mumu was Malzahar the whole time.
Mumu, okay,
didn't communicate that to us. They communicated to the other team. They said it's all cool. They talked to us. So
okay, so warrior and Triforce. It takes a while. He's going to have to go red smite him. But if he's going to fight Ezreal, and if he gets on the Ezreal, even after the dash, it's going to be in trouble. With the sweep and stab, or this
whatever it's called, crescent sweep, I think it's...
I don't know. It's
no, that's the ultimate.
No, yeah, the crescent sweep's the ultimate. I call it the sweep and stab.
Yeah, the combo.
Yeah, the combo deals so much damage, plus the knockup, like...
There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways you can go with Zen right now.
Yeah,
I've seen Tiamat. I've seen Sheen starts. I've seen just like Rush Warrior. I've seen Smite. I've seen Storm Raiders. I've seen Thunderlords. Like all sorts of stuff. So
I will say this though: the times where he did die, it's because he didn't have a dive buddy.
Yeah.
In the skirmishes, like the 2v2, the 3v3 is fine, but in the team fights, he needs a dive buddy to help peel, because while he can't take damage if he's autoing with his ult, he can get CC'd, so sometimes he needs someone also to help cause the disruption, and him and Maokai are going to be redunculous. Also, if he can combo, I just don't want to see him dive on someone with the ball from Orianna and we get a sombrero because he ulted everyone out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a non-bow there, but there's also the chance that he jumps in, ults everyone else out, fights the one person, everybody repiles back in, and then you warrior on ult, and it's an easier ult to hit. Kind of in the same vein as like a Gragas ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that could be a Nambo, but that's a combo we've seen before where Gragas isolates someone, get a ton of damage on that person. They have to dogpile back in to help that person, and then you get a free Orianna ult from that. So, one thing I'll point out, on the side of Tentakill, right? So, Camille is, a bruiser, and the Taric ultimate's going to be, help for a lot of survival. They're almost entirely dependent on... I mean, they've got good engage, make no mistake, because you can have Varus ultimate, Taric stun, Malzahar ultimate, but it is kind of all low range. You have the Camille E as well, but it is all kind of low range. This is all dogpile on one target, kill one target, and try to reset, and it's really, really difficult to play that kind of thing against Tristana. I mean, they don't have right now. They don't have a way
got
to get
good disengage too.
Yeah,
and the Nami
so does
Maokai,
and so does Xin.
Showed. I mean, just those two champions showed in the last game the zone control. I know it's slow and sweeping, but that zone control is way too powerful to do.
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thought, right? If you're the side of Tentakill, what's the engaged window that what's the engage you're gonna do to, be able to follow up a Nami ultimate? Like, I know they have potential to split here.
Yeah.
But if they end up having a 5v5 or even 4v4,
do you think they're just trying to...
Ult, you have Varus ult, but as soon as someone gets dialed up with that, Witness just needs to press Nami ultimate and disengage, and they walk away, and that's it. Or, I mean, QSS is going to be extremely potent in this game also.
Yeah.
For,
Tristana will get QSS. Xin Zhao will get
too.
Yeah. Orianna, we'll see if Orianna wants to even get it. Witness had the support one.
Mikhail's Crucible.
The Camille's, yeah. In the last game. So, I mean, definitely we'll see it again in this one.
Yeah,
do you think, no, last game, Red, White, and Sexy, they went for that, like, the 4-1 kind of split push comp. They can kind of do the same thing here with Xin, who can get into that one.
Yeah, you usually, you don't, Jungler 1 doesn't really work as much as it used to.
Tentakill wants to be, like, they don't want 5s anything. They want, like... 2s, 3s.
Yeah, they want 2v2s and 3v3s.
As soon as they start seeing 4, I think there's either too much CC, too much damage, combination of the both that I think is not. Unless how good is Monster on his Taric? Like, it's going to come down to that at the end here.
See, here's my beef. I'll just get it out there. These are two relatively high execution based comp. I just think the Tentakill comp's a lot more difficult to execute, right? Malzahar is a lot stronger than people think. I mean, obviously we saw him at Worlds, and he's good. I've been playing a lot of Malzahar myself. It's a strong pick. It's a high priority pick. It's got good. It's going to allow Goonball to have priority on Fuzel for like the first 7, 8, 9 levels of this game. And that takes away a lot of the potency of Xin Zhao. And Ezreal's still an excellent duelist, so being able to have priority and get there to assist the Ezreal and maybe get the Ezreal one could be good. Maybe they're just trying to play up tempo here, but as soon as the QSSs come in, as soon as these teams get, 2, 3, 2 items and QSS or 3 items and QSS, this game's over for Tentakill's team. So they're really, really up against the clock here. They do have a comp that can win early, so. And it's not like they're completely dead late. They have Varus as Malzahar. All these champions do a ton of damage later in the game, but it's really, really difficult to play these kind of comps against good engage. And good disengage, because...
Look...
Good.
I was going to say, let's just run down the lineups here while they're fanning themselves. So you know who's playing here, Gelati.
Yeah, Hertus Lee is on Camille. This is the side of Tentakill. 789 on Ezreal in the jungle. Goonball with the teleport Malzahar in mid lane. Glory on the Varus, and Monster Energy 77 on Taric.
And on the side of Red, White, and Sexy, Ansem 571 up top on Maokai. Mare Huevos in the jungle on Xin Zhao. Fuzel Bamboozle on mid lane, Orianna. And Moyoki. Moko Ichi. Ugh. Tristana. Witness. Nice, easy name. Playing the Nami. Support.
You gotta do the Hank Hill version. Witness.
Witness. Right. A whip. A whip.
Yeah. Interesting, kind of a really swingy top lane matchup. Both champions able to kill each other. A lot of aggressive trading going to be happening in top lane, so probably going to see both junglers gravitate toward the top side again in this game.
Well, this is an Ezreal. He went red to blue and is now on the Gromp. I'm disappointed he hasn't tried to do any type of invade. Nice bubble on the side of Witness, doing some trade in onto iGlory. Just going to tank up that. Now, both of these supports do have a heal spell. Neither one of them going to be the strongest, as Hurtis is going to engage here, as Ezreal is going to E in, does get to land that Q, and that burn damage in onto Ansem, and Flash.
I don't know if I agree with that call. If you're going to do that, you flash over the minions, a higher percentage shot, but I understand he doesn't want to be in tower range, so...
He's going to go back in, but here comes the little sapling. Ezreal going to come back in. He misses that one, does land the autos, just the auto burns, just burn it. First blood over the Ezreal. He did take 3 tower shots, though. He's under 100 health. He's going to have to back.
You know, I was going to make a comment on, and you kind of briefly mentioned it, but I was going to make a comment on 789 doing a red to blue start and not taking advantage of being able to, you know, go find Mare of Huevos. Wasn't going to get anything on the invade. Part of the reason the Ezreal jungle is so strong is because you get 2 buffs like that, and you're just going to get damage on someone no matter what. So even if you don't score a kill, I mean, Maokai is now going to be forced to teleport, probably regardless of whether you kill him or not in that situation. And it's really, really tough to play against because you have to respect that he could gank you and then sit there and then gank you again. It's more likely to do that than any other champion. So really, really tough to play against. Ansem a little bit too disrespectful of it. And first blood going over 79.
Well, that Ezreal flash just kind of... Once you burnt that, you just think the desperation thrown in. Now, he almost did get that return kill on Hurtis and 789 because the saplings and the tower dive there. So, just not quite enough damage coming out. I mean, you're a tank with Doran's Ring.
I mean, doesn't get too far behind in tempo. Uses his teleport. He's going to be a teleport disadvantage, but earlier on in the game like this, it's not the worst. So, Hurtis did go boots to try to get back to lane faster, get that wave push. Gets a good trade there on Ansem. But you see, Ansem got an XP advantage because of that trade back in damage. So,
and Goomball does not have his passive up or mana. He probably should flash here. And if we get the knockup, yep, there's the flash. So good gank here by Mare Huevos for his first attempt, as 7-9 was seen by the ward going over here. So we'll see if Fuzel plays towards the top side as Ezreal's going into nothing. There's nothing here.
Yeah, good padding by Mare Huevos here. I mean, anytime you play against the Ezreal, if you don't do an invade, you're basically making a judgment call on where he starts, and he, you know, won the coin flip this game. Obviously, Ezreal getting the first blood, but you wanna try to mix your pathing up so that the Ezreal can't find you because it's gonna kill you pretty much anyone. Now, Zin might actually be one of the champions.
He started red buff Gelati.
Yeah.
Or not Barret, but Barret. Dragon.
Well,
this thing, Fire Drake. Yeah. You're level 4, Ezreal. You're level 4.
Wild. Getting a flash out of her to stay in the top lane here. Mare Huevos on the top side of the map. Maybe they
I'm busy watching Ezreal fight the dragon.
Is it gonna work?
Oh my gosh! If Malzahar and Tarek didn't come, he was dead.
But again,
he dropped to almost 100 HP.
Yeah, one of the things I want to point out there, and the reason that player is possible, not just Mare Huevos being on the top side of the map, but a really, really headsy call to get the early Infernal Drake for the 4-carry team, essentially. Very, very important for them. But a really good heads-up call because you saw Goonball, iGlory, Monster Energy all shove their lanes out. And knowing that, you know, Ansem had no teleport, he used teleport to get back to lane, that was basically a free dragon because they had priority.
Yeah, well, Witness in Moriochi played way far back, knowing that Ezreal didn't invaded their jungle, and knowing that there were no camps there. Mare Huevos also being on the top side of the map, so they were playing really safe down in that bot lane. So
because they had to, right?
Yeah,
like,
they didn't have an option. Maokai didn't have teleport. Like the correct play was made for them, but it just made it easy, as you said, for the dragon.
Yeah. Pretty early for Ezreal. You don't normally see that, but when you have this is the power of lane priority. You know,
well, he went green smite him too. Like if it was a different one, I think maybe it was a little bit more down.
Yeah, 79 taking you know, a little bit of a different take on this the jungle Ezreal. You don't normally see the challenging smite, trying to do everything you can to get kills and snowball early, but a lot of trading going on in the bot lane.
Nice stun here,
Stuns.
but buffered. Very good job. Something that's harder to do. So on whatever ping you have,
Yeah.
it's way easier to do.
Moko playing from Connecticut, so he's got
Yeah,
30 something,
30
probably
to
35,
30 to
I don't
50,
know.
depending
Yeah,
on.
somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
Well, Hurtis is just fighting Ansem up in top lane, and looks
Level
like
6.
nice
Oh,
dodge.
dodges the fan with the twisted advance. Nice play there by Handsome.
Goomball trying to get some damage in onto Fusel here in the mid lane, but just trading CSs. Looks like we have an engage here, disengage into another jump into the kitty cats, and it looks like Not a Heal comes out, and Ansem's out of mana, but Hurtis is almost out of health, and now Kading back into the minions, actually going to go down, as the Ezreal's going to go in right here, and here's that Red Breath proc that we're looking for, but flash in, and suppression by Malzahar is going to take down Mirwivels, not just in case, as it looks like Monster actually roamed up to try and help with that, as Ezreal's going to go back and flash auto Q. Fusel controlling this mid lane here, and Iglory got engaged hardcore on, knowing that Tarek was up in the mid lane by the spot lane, so
He's gonna get a blue buff now. He's got doubles. He can stay. Goomball's got no teleport. He's gonna be a massive tempo disadvantage here, and Fusel's gonna probably run away with this. Gonna have 2 or 3 wave lead here. Really greedy by 79 to go in on that. I mean, you were there for the whole fight. You knew Orianna didn't ult. You knew she didn't ult mid lane before that, because they were both full health. A little disrespectful.
And that ult from Mayor Huevos is what really helped him going in.
Yeah.
Now, Malzahar was able to ult, but Ezreal wasn't able to really do any damage during the Malzahar ult because the Xin Zhao ult was going on still for the beginning of it anyways.
Yeah, good example of, textbook example of how that ult works. That's going to be problematic until, in future fights, that is going to be an issue, because, Malz is going to kill a lot faster the longer this game goes. Like, an ult's just going to kill you, once it gets to a certain point. So, until that QSS happens, I mean, QSS Ultimate is a really good way to avoid that.
Yeah.
Another thing I didn't really think of on Champ Select, we might have an all in here. We should have ulted that. No, it's on cooldown slow. Okay. Really aggressive play here by 79.
Oh, Goomball is walking forward, but standing right on his own ping cord. Fusel making sure he's dancing around it.
Yeah, Goomball eating a QW combo there. Double buff Orianna is the most miserable thing in existence to lane against. So
Red.
You got a gank in the top lane potentially. Earnestly is just gonna say peace and outie. Bot lane kind of just farming.
No
So-
real love bot lane.
I think the long lane phase farming thing is in the advantage of Red, White, and Sexy, for sure. Not that Tentakill can't hang late or make picks late, but I mean, and then honestly, they scale perfectly well. I just think having frontline Xin combo, Nami ultimate, and then the Trist Ori combo yet again is just.
Well,
I mean,
don't
Nami wave, Maokai ultimate. There's so much you got to fight through just to get to it. But I guess it could go the other way too, where you have the 380 carry or 280 carries, and they don't really have a good way to get to the back line either. So
Here, we're gonna watch this top lane again. It looks like Ansem to go in here and knock back. Not quite good enough. Nice reaction there by Hurtis to escape the incoming Xin Zhao gank. I was about to say, don't they kind of want... Camille kind of wants to get out in space once she gets an item or two, as Witness is going to get stunned and rooted. And there's a Terracult as well, flashing out with the... What's going to happen is the exhaust gets in on to the Tristana, as we have Heal Burnt trying to escape, not going to be able to buffer jump this, as down goes Tristana. Dual 80 carries. That Tarek stun landed twice in that team fight, thanks to auto attack's cooldown reduction.
Oh, Ansem with another solo kill. Wow. He has a solo kill and he's got teleport. He's got a recall right here, be able to fight for this dragon. I was going to say for sure that was going to be a Baron secure for Tentakill, but not anymore. With I was just about to compliment her to Slia. The past two absorbed the past 2 ganks, not blowing any summoners, conserving mana, doing a good job conserving health pool, mana pool, and then sees that as an opportunity, maybe take an all-in on Ansem. I didn't see how that completely developed, but Ansem scoring the solo kill is going to have teleport advantage for the next 30 seconds or so. 35 seconds. So, window for them to take the dragon here.
Well, their Tristana's just now getting back to lane.
Oh, we got an all. Looks like it's maybe an all-in mid lane.
Oh,
okay.
There it is, as you said. And suppression comes, but here comes Ezreal to help layer on the CC. Silence gets off. There's the Thunderlord's proc, and we'll see if we're going to be able to jump her off. Nice dodge over the side. Fuzel, how much left you got, buddy? How much have? 5 health.
5 health.
Ezreal,
wow.
Where's it at? Where's it at? It's on cooldown. Looks like Xin Zhao, though, is going to return the favor. We'll see if this jungler can do any more damage. As there's the disengage. Not going to be enough. Yes, actually, as the minions trying to return. Not able to get the jump back on as... Looks like Goomball going to finish that one. And Ansem now with the Bramble Vest and Bomby Cinder is going to be able to kind of out-tank and out-trade Oh, stun in onto iGlory as it looks like they're going to start trading in damage. And it looks like the ults burned backed up both by AD carries as Tristana jumping in. See if he can get a reset. He actually got a second jump in that fight and got another one. Stun, though, coming out. Why is Fuzel here? Oh!
Oh! 79 snipe.
I said that the cooldown was on cooldown when you ran away the first time. Why didn't you just stay ran away?
Wow.
The kitty cat's gonna miss Goonball with his passive.
Yeah, he's gonna go down.
He's gonna
try to execute.
Try
Might actually get it.
Oh,
He is gonna get it. Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
Just knocking
So I
the
guess that's how
passive
that
off.
works. Yeah, I guess that's how that works.
He probably doesn't know that either, right? Like, there's no way
I
he's
didn't know that till just now.
Yeah.
I would have guessed the opposite because that's usually how spell shield effects work. But I guess that's as intended, I'm sure. So one of the things I want to mention is Goomball is. I mean, there's a couple different builds, but like for the most part, Malzahar goes Merlin Amakan into Rylai's. You can do cooldown or spell pen boots. But once he gets the Rylai's, it's very, very, very difficult for melee champions to deal with him. So he's going to be putting out a ton of damage into Ansem and Merifuevos. And with with Ansem building, to lane against Hertis Leia, and
Merifuevos going carry
Trinity and Warrior, Malzahar's going to do a lot of work in this game. So that could be a way for Tentakill to...
Now, iGlory has picked up the Rage Blade that all of the World's casters were just going on and on about, saying that it takes so long to get there. It's so important. It looks like Stun Tarek gets away. Oh, that's actually monster energy.
Monster gets the scuttle.
So I just want to say, ult by Orianna. See if the trade and expression and the Q over the wall with Ezreal trying to counteract that engage. Not enough from 789. Supports in this game stealing away the jungle camps. Well, this series actually been very impressive. Good job by the supports.
Nice dodge on the end of that.
Let's check out on the junglers fighting. Oh, 789 lands everything in on the mirror. He's going to go for the all engagement. We'll see if they want to finish shot. There's the ult, and down goes Merifuevos. Red buff.
Yeah, that's gonna end up being a problem too.
Yeah.
Xin Zhao's gonna have to fight through Varus ultimate, Taric ultimate. I mean, the Taric ultimate he can sort of cancel with his own a little bit. He's gonna have to fight through Varus ultimate, Malzahar ultimate, Ezreal kiting, potentially Camille ultimate, Taric ultimate. Like, there's just so much that he's got to get through. I don't think he's done enough early to make this pick worth it. I don't know.
I mean, he's cleaned up a couple of things, but that's the same with Ezreal, other than that one fight there where he just got the better of, right? They were both 2-2 going into, or I guess like 2-1 going into that skirmish right there.
I mean, what I'm trying to think of is, like, is QSS even going to be enough at this point?
No,
right?
you probably should have Merc Treads.
I mean, QSS,
do you have to, as we see Orianna go in here with the Shockwave and the Nami told, and down goes iGlory, and this means that, first thing, let's go back up to top, as Maokai's going to drop down, and we'll see if Hertis is going to be able to escape. But this is at full tower, whereas we go down to this one here, this one is basically dead. Orianna gonna help finish it off, but Malzahar
barely doesn't get it.
Malzahar is going to finish it off in mid lane, and is going for 2. Send those little voidlings. Send the voidlings. Trade for Dragon in mid lane, but this is half the damage on tier 2. And Ezreal and Camille, they're gonna go over and go for the scuttle. The Scuttle, Rift Herald,
Big
Giant Scuttle. Oh,
I,
Hurtis, don't die!
This is really
Like, we
close.
already seen someone die to,
This is all of a sudden the pace of this game.
and
picks
now we
up
have
big
a
time.
4-man in down mid lane. They say, we don't care about the Rift Herald, we just want the tier 1 mid lane tower in return.
Good call taking both outers by Tentakill. Good punch back, knowing that they're going to be on the Herald and trading mid. So ultimately, we're all even. It was a dragon for a Herald. Both teams trade 2 outer towers, and we'll have to see where assignments go from here. We'll see. This is a really, really important time in the game, especially for both teams. But
We're about 3 to 5 minutes behind where you wanted Tentakill's pace to be and get them skirmishing
Nice
in
ult
separation
by
here.
Fuzul.
And Fuzul gonna see if Goonball
Can it,
can it. Tarek
not quite.
tanking that one up for him, but down to below 70 health. As Varus actually is able to clean up that bottom tier 1,
Yeah, he's gonna
so
die for this though. We'll have to see.
no,
what they can get for it.
they're not gonna chase him.
I guess
They ran into a
right
pink
to that
ward.
for it. Yeah, that's okay. Kind of a weird assignment. You knew somebody was going to go bottom for that tower. You just weren't sure if it was going to be Hurtis or because Hurtis was off map at that point too. So you weren't sure if it was going to be 4 people, 1 person, Hurtis, iGlory, Goonball. It could have been anybody, right? So they do send Mokoichi, but maybe you should have rolled up there 2 or 3 deep just to make sure they're secured. I mean, ultimately, it's not the end of the world. They can just reassign the top lane right now. And looking like Tentakill are going to send Varus to catch this wave. This is really... The reason I'm making a big deal about this is it's really, really important for tempo-based teams like this to keep up. And knowing where their assignment's going to be is really, really important.
So know the assignments, but now Ezreal still has about 1:50 to 2 minutes on this Rift Herald before he has to place it. Do you expect him to follow one of these lanes, mid or bot, to... And still that is actually... Oh, sorry, I thought the Camille was going to go for a hard engage
Yeah,
there.
it looked like it, right? Yeah. I would expect it to go bottom. He's probably just going to have to put it where there's a wave.
I mean, this mid tier 2, if he sneaks in behind it and drops it, that mid tier 2's gone.
Yeah, I wonder if Varus was close to an item.
Well, we're going to have Xin Zhao versus the Camille up here with the help of Maokai. Looks like they're going to go for a tower type. Maokai is taking that. Ezreal ult comes out, and there's the dual ults disengage as poor Goonball flashed into the Maokai ult to stop the disengage. Oh, it feels so bad for him. But Ezreal's actually going to just drop it in mid lane here. Tristana's going to roam over, but 4-man up in the top wave. Oh, rough play, man. He didn't see it coming.
Yeah, this is why, you know, when you get outer towers down...
Oh,
you see this
789 with the red buff
damage.
procs, absolutely crushing Moyochi, who's actually not going to be able to protect the tower. Like I said, just one shot from that Rift Herald is
One
enough
for
to
one
take
tower
damage.
trade. Oh my,
Oh.
really close heal coming out from Moko there.
Ezreal, he's probably going to get almost all of this. Maokai's going to be able to finish him off. Oh, he's going to try and go in
He's
and
gonna get the
fish.
tower.
Going to go down, not the kill. So Ezreal with the Rift Herald, 2 towers. He's off the map now for 30 seconds if they want to try and look at Baron, but Camille's pushing hard in bot lane. With
Yeah,
Trinity
2 for 1
Force
tower
now.
trade there. 2 for 1 tower trade, but again, Tentakill reestablishing the tempo, getting the split going bottom. Jungler down, so they're not able to really threaten Baron here. But knowing that they have Red, White, and Sexy out of position, they're able to just kind of, you know, catch waves, get buffs, and reset here. Not entirely sure. I mean, 79 really, really hard committed to that. He did get 2 towers off of it, so...
Solo
and one
gold
of them
on
was
those
an
2
inhib
towers,
tower.
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Just
I
one
mean,
of
ultimately,
those
it doesn't
high
hurt
risk,
them that
medium reward type things, or
Yeah, I think it's a good way to describe it.
who didn't have a
And-
killing spree or anything like that on him. I mean, still 300 gold over.
Yeah. Before that happened, one of the things I was going to mention was this is why it's really, really important, and you see a lot of teams at this level struggle with this kind of thing, and like once you get 2 outer towers down or 3 outer towers down, a lot of teams don't know what to do at that point. They get kind of lost, and the assignments become really sporadic. Oh, we got in a fight in the bot lane here.
Yeah, good disengage. Pink Ward saw the Xin Zhao coming in, and with Xin Zhao down in the
Xin-
bot lane.
Not showing yet, but now.
Oh, he stepped. No, he walked over a pink ward to get there.
Oh, okay.
So
All
that's
right,
why
so we
Hurtis
know.
he disengaged really hard.
We'll have to see if Tentakill go for a hard engage on the other three here.
They're trying to watch. Camille's actually going to miss it on the tower. She's going to have to pop her ult to try and disengage with the heal. Down goes Malzahar has shown up here. Easy kill into the Maokai as Xin Zhao's just going to have to bail it. And we'll go to the other fight here as Orianna gets in onto Varus and take him down. And here comes Nami ult. It's not going to be able to stop. Whoo, double kill on the side of Foozle Bamboozle. That did not go as planned for Tentakill. They had the pressure with the 4 in mid. They sent back Malzahar to help to the Camille. Ezreal's going to come out as he's kept getting chased. He's going to dump all the damage in onto Tristana, but there's the heal. Triple kill for Orianna. Not in time.
Absolutely obliterates, or no, Foozle just absolutely obliterates iGlory. Like a literal one-shot. So...
Just that pen, no health, and now here's Malzahar and Camille's back. That's going to be a dead mare Huevos.
You can't do Baron there with no tank.
They don't have a tank, Gelati. They don't have...
Yeah, dead. That's a little bit greedy there, but ultimately they only lose 1 for it. There was a smart disengage, not to just take the fight. Oh, they might catch Goomball on the tail end of this.
Oh, no. As Orianna ult is back up here in a few seconds as you just need to finish this one off. Camille's going to go in, but disengage from... There's the Taric ult. They're going to try and finish up. And we'll see if she wants to layer it down here. So they're looking to move. Oh! Great disengage on the side of the Camille there. Strut your stuff on your way out as you just made a sombrero.
I mean, no smite, but looking like maybe they're siding against Dragon because they don't have a smite, but they're moving down this direction. Gonna try to take Scuttlecrab, probably delay until this Dragon's up. Gonna look for the side of Tentakill to establish a split push here with Camille, but usually one on the other side of the map. So Hurtis looking to establish it bottom side to get a flank.
No.
Mid
Taric being caught. Varus is off on the side. He's going to have to flash out. Good job there.
Really
as we have Camille engaging down in on this Dragon because here comes Ezreal and a hard engage right in onto Camille as the Tristana ult not able to get Hurtis out as she's going to try and re-engage. Kill is going to go over to the Ezreal. Here's Camille's going to drop down. It looks like 7-8-9 is running from 3, but the slow procs coming in on this Xin Zhao with just the red smite, I think.
Yeah, both teams operating with not a lot of vision around Baron if we check the map out right now.
Well, there's a lot of vision on Baron, but...
Yeah, on Baron, no, I mean Dragon.
Dragon.
Not both teams operating with not a lot of vision around Baron, so maybe thinking... I mean, both that was a case there where it was both sides being overconfident.
Yeah.
So, both overextended at different points, and Red, White, and Sexy get the better of it. They do lose the Dragon. 789 did have the smite. They didn't have a smite there. Man, Huevos was not in the neighborhood to get the smite on the Dragon. But again, I mean, that's why vision's important, and discipline's really important too. If you don't have the vision, you gotta respect that the other team can be there. Both these teams kind of throwing caution to the wind, just fighting nonstop. A little bit of the old, ye old Moscow 5 fighting spirit.
I mean, if you just touch base on the gold right now, I think the key is that Witness on the Nami has, 1,000 gold more than the Taric, and as a result has picked up that Mikhail's Crucible and is elected to stick with the Tier 1 boots. I mean, the pink wards are the pink wards. And the items, the Redemption's going to be slightly cheaper than the Knight's Helm, not getting to... It means she's going to be able to stop whatever slight CC there is, especially if it comes out from the Malzahar.
Yeah. I really like the third item, Mikhail's here. You could make an argument for it to be second item. No other QSS on the team, potentially one being built by Ansem here, which I think is smart. A lot of tanks are kind of averse to building that item, and against Malzahar, Malzahar can just one-shot you as a tank, even with a lot of magic resist. So,
Camille's going to try and trade here, and looks like she's going to be able to disengage. Hurtis is doing an excellent job at keeping her E on cooldown. Sort of disengage. And there's the ult. One comboed, but not one shot.
Yeah, another
Is Tristana with the red buff's going to try and get in onto the Ezreal, and Xin Zhao over the wall is going to be able to finish that one off. And, Hers can't really escape this. It's the proc from the E onto her. It has taken her down. Tristana super strong at this point. 2 items completed and a Zeal.
Splitting in the bot lane. I'm not entirely sure
because he had teleport up.
Yeah, but a Mal's teleport's not exactly impactful, and
They're gonna
while
lose
he can
Baron.
1v1 champs. It's, I mean, there's too many. If you're the team's primary hold the target down and let the team kill them person, you got to be with the team.
Well,
And I know, like, this is kind of like what. All right, so a lot of people fall into this trap where, like, as versatile as teleport can be, I do think it's a mistake. Yeah, he needs raw eyes now too. Ugh.
he isn't.
So much of this team's is reliant on Varus ultimate and Malzahar ultimate, and Malzahar slows from Rylai's presumably, and he doesn't have it to pursue fights. And between, yeah, I don't know, more missed assignments this time. The last game it was Ansem not split pushing. This game, good ball, not where he needs to be.
Well, is it that or also you? I know
his team needs to be aware of where he is and not be in a situation.
It's a communication thing as well, as we see
Yeah.
Mirahuevos trying to fight Herdeslita. It looks like they're going to exchange ultimates here as they're duking it out, so she's going to go for the distance. Tristan's going to jump in here with no additional help from the team as Ansem's going to teleport in with the Maokai. Here comes the Terror Cult. Let's see how many people can stand inside of it. Varus, you didn't get into Terror Cult. You're being dealt damage. Maokai in on the... It's going to be actually killed as Varus actually is trying to finish that one off. And Malzahar had teleported in and took down, you know, Moyochi, as here comes Orianna. You have all the buffs. Let's see what you can do with them.
Yeah, looking like Fuzil was just a few seconds too far out for that fight to happen. Flash Malzahar ult to clean up Tristana, but I gotta say, Tristana was sitting there CC'd for like 3.5 seconds, something like that, and just didn't die still. So, after jumping in, mind you, so no resets.
I mean, he...
Jumps in.
Now, Goonball with Void Staff.
Yeah, I don't agree with this at all. Like, I know why he's going voice safe, because Adaptive Helm is really, really good against Nals, but I say it again, like, so much, you have very, very sketchy engage. Like, you're capable, but by not going Rylai's here, with your flash down, you are now 100% reliant on Varus ultimate for engage. I mean, you could say Camille, but Camille doesn't exactly...
Well, that was, I mean, that was a good fight. They nearly killed Mirahuevos, who had to totally disengage. The Tristana jumped in recklessly, and the teleport from Maokai wasn't able to do anything other than just sort of slightly peel them off. It's now...
Yeah, what I'm saying
you
is
didn't
that, like,
fight against...
He shouldn't have had to flash ult Tristana. Tristana should have been dead before that.
Camille's going to go in here. Looks like they're trying to get in. There's the ult in, and looks like they're just going to take out Xin Zhao. No QSS for that. No Mikhails. And here comes Camille. She's just the hard engage here. Tarek's ult is going to come up 789 over the side. With Orianna down, Varus is fighting Maokai mid lane by himself. I don't know if he got stuck, like, away from his teammates. Somehow he ended up here with no one here as Tarek has showed up. Here comes the ult. Tarek, dude, Tarek can't for some reason get his ult onto Varus. I'm not sure what's going on between the two of them, but that synergy has happened. And 789 got caught trying to backdoor the inhib.
What is going on? Guys.
Okay, you've already killed two of their enemy players. You have a 4v5 on the map, 4v3 on the map.
Didn't even go down either.
Why would you backdoor that? Why would you backdoor that? This is the aggression play style.
I guess, yeah.
Just go for broke. They feel like they're. I mean, they're trying to push real hard here. As we see Xin Zhao engaging in onto Malzahar, who's going to get the ult off, and it's going to drop and a teleport in onto something I can't really see, as Camille's going to get in onto the back line, but the Nami knockup means that she's not going to go very much damage. Varus is not being touched whatsoever, as you just said, and there is not enough of redemption that's going to be able to heal them up, and Varus cannot finish them off, as it was a 3v1 after Camille dropped.
Yeah, when Varus finishes his Bork, that's probably a one fight. There's not a lot of fights where Varus gets to auto attack like 12 times, he loses. So,
and Ezreal going for red buff right in front of Witness here, who is, you know, just a support, but making sure pushing off and right into a Maokai, as that's where they just came from, bud. And there's Orianna with the ball, should be able to ult or just finish off the auto somehow. Ace on the side of Red Wine Sexy, and I think the I don't want to say tilt, the just disorganization of, like, this team comp that they're running is very capable of doing a lot of damage and a lot of things, but it needs to be executed very well. And
they're not executing very well.
yes. The
I'm-
potential is right there, but when you have, like you said, a 4-carry comp, it's much easier to have 2 to 3 tanks. 2 tanks, a support, a AP damage dealer. Maokai.
Yeah, I mean, not
greedy.
not able to. Jeez, this just a lot just happened. So let's try to get this into something digestible, right? Bot inhibitor goes down on the siege. We got an overcommittal here too. Just the fighting is nonstop. Looking like this is just gonna be a clean disengage. Maybe a sweet Oriole here. Maybe. Nah. Okay.
Mirror Wavel's trying to get some poke damage in.
Bot inhibitor goes down. So 1 inhibitor advantage for the side of red, white, and sexy. Fuzel is massive right now. He's going to end up getting Ludens or Death Cap here. He's going to be able to one-shot pretty much this entire team.
He's already
GAs,
one comboed iGlory twice.
Yeah, and Ezreal, Ezreal's going to be able to shift out, but it means Ezreal needs to respect that and not be able to... Ezreal needs to hold shift or flash now until Orianna ults out, which does make him able to play a little less aggressive. There's going to be a lot on Monster Energy to have a good Taric ultimate, but it's really, really hard to Taric ult the Oriole.
Gelati, hold on a second, buddy. You just asked 789 and Hertislia to not, in Gunbald not to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And wait for Monster Energy to land a good key ultimate.
We'll see. Monster's capable of landing this.
iGlory has missed 3 Taric ultimates in a row and has died twice because of it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We traded places. You can be the wet blanket this game.
I'm trying to be the wet blanket. I'm just saying that
You're being real.
they've picked a very, as I said, very hard comp to execute, and it's not that they can't do it. I just think they're going in so early.
That's a great pick. That's a free Baron for them.
Yeah,
but
be more,
789.
We got the double teleports into the mid lane here, as it looks like 789 gonna go for the inhibitor. But here comes Goonball. He's gonna support his jungler as they finish this one out. You gotta finish off the inhibitor if you're gonna spend this much energy. It peels them off of Baron, and here comes.
You better go back to that Baron right now.
Camille's in bot lane. Her teleport's gonna be up soon. Varus is busy clearing out wards so he can get a safe approach.
Yeah, not sure Varus Camille can 2v5 even on the Baron at this point. Not with how... Death Cap just completed on Fuzel. He's ridiculously big. Against this team comp, he actually doesn't even need another item. He could just have wards in his inventory the rest of the game. This is not really a hyper tank that he has to kill. He could opt for a GA, a Quicksilver Sash, Zonia's, or he could just do pink wards and elixirs the rest of the game, which is probably what I would do, but... this is going to be another inhibitor here, more than likely.
They sent Tristana top, though.
Yeah.
Once again, this is the first match that this team has played in an actual competitive action. As the stuns comes out, as we have a full engage here with the Nami ult and the tidal wave, and there's it's happening. And iGlory, he's going to be able to not make it quite to as Hurtis is trying her best there as Tristana's finally showing up for the fight, trying to get some crits off. There's one, and there's the Malzahal ult. There's the QSS. We're going to finish this one off here with a nice team fight. It looks like Witness is not going to go down to the space disruption, and this is going to be game 2 going over to the side of Red, White, and Sexy. Whew. A little sloppy, but not...
a lot of work for both sides.
Not in the way that, like... There were a couple things that they went slightly differently. This could have been a, 37-15 the other way as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think, there's a lot for both teams to work on here. Not clean. All right, so I'm trying to think of, the thought process here for the side of Tentakill in this game. I don't, you're outscaled, but it's not like you're so outscaled that you can't attempt a 5v5 or attempt to make picks before a 5v5 happens, right?
Yeah.
They just completely abandoned, and maybe this was communicated, maybe it wasn't, I'm not sure. It didn't look like it to me, but maybe they just abandoned. They said, okay, we're never going to win a 5v5, we got to just, be nuts. We just got to introduce chaos to this game and do really wacky things to try to mise some inhibitors or steal a win from outside of Red, White, and Sexy's nose there. So, really, it looked really sloppy. You don't always know the exact thought process without talking to the teams necessarily. Mm-hmm. So, again, first week for this is the first week for both these squads. So,
yeah.
I mean, a little whacked out on the team comps here. Fuzel with a massive carry this game, showing why he's as good as he is. Goomball was hanging tough in both games, actually, but, you know, with more and more time, Oriana does end up being really, really potent. A lot of mistakes, a lot of build mistakes, a lot of questionable draft mistakes, but at least both these teams kind of had a clear idea what they wanted to do. It was just a matter of executing on it. So, I'll pass it to you in just a second, but the thing I would advise both these teams to do is to, one, play to their win conditions more. Well, first, identify what your win conditions are. Two, play to those win conditions, like, to start the game, and then adjust as you need to adjust. Don't just, like, willy-nilly play it out, right? I think that would help both these teams discipline a lot more if they had a more clear idea what they wanted to do and what the game plan was. Because right now, I mean, both of these games, it looked like there was a game plan going in, and it just all went, to hell as soon as the game started. It's just chaos. So, I mean, if that's your game plan, draft accordingly for it, right? You can play, Unicorns of Love, Moscow 5, like Chaos style, whatever you want to call it, right? That's fine, but you got to make sure you have a clear idea, and this just looked really, really discombobulated. A lot of people just overplaying, right? A lot of sweet plays on both sides, but a lot of overcomplicating things and trying to do too much for a lot of players in this game.
So I'm going to use an analogy here to kind of go on what's both this. So both these teams and both these games brought out what I like to call the the craziness. You see this a lot in college football, high school football. Saw a little bit in the pros where their game plan is good and sound. It makes sense on paper. You discuss your pros, your cons, your lefts, right, and you come out what I like to call the playbook, the first 15. Your first 15 offensive plays that you will run. You're like, these are the 15 plays, your script, how you want to do. And your script follows, and the difference between a good head coach and a bad head coach, not even a bad head coach, but or offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator from your script is, A, how fast you can either adapt from your script, or just bail off of it, okay, they're doing something different completely that we expected, just bail entirely, or how you use your script to adapt during the game. It was one of the things that I coached mostly defense and calling plays on the defensive side. That was one of the things that I personally prided myself on, is the ability to go off of script to a point because I was prepared, right? And I knew what the offense was giving me, what the give and take, and how to go off of it. Yeah. And it seems that's the point where these teams need to work on a lot, is their, like you said, the first 15 minutes. In both games, up to 12 minutes, we had seen some outplays on both sides, every individual playing pretty well. It was that as soon as that 15-minute mark hit where things started to fall apart and not congeal. You said lane assignments. We talked about slight item build preference order, ward placement. Those types of things are the adaptability that playing longer as a team get better, because sometimes you don't have to talk about what those things are. You said that you've been scrimming a lot with Red, White, and Sexy, and maybe that extra 5 scrims got them to the point where they're, I don't want to say they're better right now than Tentakill, but that doesn't mean if you add 10 scrim days on the Tentakill and come 3 weeks from now where Tentakill is caught up in that aspect, that they can't surpass Red, White, and Sexy, because you see the potential's there.
Yeah, absolutely, and I liked your point about the having the scripts prepared. The whole having the first 10-15 plays planned and just stick to it. Just having for game plan and for establishing a tempo, so to speak, right?
Yeah, and like I said, it started.
Yeah, and it started, and the League of Legends equivalent to that is your draft and playing the first the opening, basically. Usually that involves your first jungle clear, right?
Yeah. In this matches, I think it got to about that 15-minute mark in both games.
Yeah, I think this looked to me like both teams had a vague plan, right? Just a general idea how they wanted to play, but they were more or less improvising the whole time. So that can be fine if you're enough better I don't think these teams are like that much better than each other. I think it's pretty even. I think both these games were relatively close, could have gone either way, right?
Yeah.
But you just need to recognize when you need to stop everything, reset, regroup, and get together. And like these teams, neither of them did that at any point in any of these games. It's just nonstop fighting all the time. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. Usually it's not. I'll just be honest with you. But having seen both these teams too, I can say that this was maybe a little bit of an underperformance by Red, White, and Sexy. But I think maybe because they haven't really played against the other teams too often, that this was maybe just, their way of seeing what everyone else has to offer. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think outside the box here because, make no mistake, these two games were chaotic. They were nuts. They didn't make a lot of sense. It looked like they were going to make a lot of sense, and we are going to have some discipline play. But a lot of lack of discipline on both sides.
Well, there's a lack of. I'll put it this way in another sports analogy. There's currently a lack of tape.
Yeah, that's true.
On both these teams because the statistics on customs now is non-existent. It is nearly impossible to get statistics on what people are playing in scrims because the way Riot changed their API.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and some of the bands reflected that.
I mean, you're just like, what are you playing solo queue?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like that's pretty much all you have. And I mean, the other thing too that's worth mentioning here is this could have just been an off night for these teams. Like we're not in the comms with them.
This is week 1.
Yeah, it's week 1. So a lot of things to work on. A bunch of them are really easy fixes. So it wouldn't surprise me to see both these teams come out a lot stronger, even as early as next week. So, yeah, I like a lot of the ideas. Some of it's like 75% there for a lot of the stuff, like philosophically, right?
Yes.
Now you have the idea, you put yourself in a situation to execute that idea, and now the execution's not happening. Whether that's because of, too much improv in game, not enough practice of setting it up, etc. So, I suspect both these teams will improve, not just a little, but a lot, even as soon as next week. So.
I'm excited to see what they can produce along with the rest of the teams in the league. So,
and I'll say this too, having played or practiced against now all of the Galactic teams, at least once, that in this division anyway, it really will be anybody's division. All teams are capable of beating everybody, taking games off everybody. So. It's going to be interesting to see how the adaptations take place and everything, and I think hopefully it should be a really, really competitive division. Seems like it's going to be.
We will see how the rest of the leagues pan out going forward. So make sure, everyone, if you're still hanging on, to get in there and make sure you put your stats in, because once again, Riot API can't do custom stuff anymore. As a spectator, I can't actually bring you stats anymore spectating at the end of a match either.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch on how was the warding, because we didn't talk about there's so much things to talk about. We didn't talk about warding hardly at all. I was gonna try and compare warding stats, but I'm like from spectator you can't. It doesn't tell you them, right? I can't look at how they did.
Yeah.
And how the damage was balancing out between the players, kind of interesting to see how it goes. So.
Yeah, having one of the things I did want to mention, because we mentioned it at the start, but didn't really mention it toward the tail end of the cast here. Witness was subbing, and he has a markedly different style than Big Bad Red, who is the normal support.
That is true as well. Witness is a very support. Big Bad Red's
really,
I'm going to kill
Red. Yeah, Red plays this kind of style, right, a lot of the time, so maybe they've gotten a little too used to that and being able to rely on that. And not that when Witness played, I thought very, very well tonight. And
he didn't die in the second game.
Yeah, I mean he played real well. They got the wins, and but maybe that was a bit why it was sloppy. I think there was other things, but that could contribute to some of it. Red tends to be a pretty strong voice in comms as well, so I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but hopefully we'll see these two teams improve next week. I know we're probably going to be playing Red, White, and Sexy. I think the plan is Sunday night, so we get to match up with them. They got a lot of film on us. We got a lot of film on them, so always a fun matchup.
Well, we will probably. You have anything else to say before we send it home?
I'm good. Always a pleasure. It's been a while, Amo.
I know my schedule is crazy. In fact, I will, depending on how the rest of the night goes tonight and tomorrow, I may be doing another cast tomorrow of a stream. We'll see if anyone's out playing, and then I am out of town for the next 10 to 11 days after that. So you won't be hearing like a peep from me stream wise. I may be hitting up the Slack a little bit, see how things are going, but
busy.
Busy me, and then I'll be back for a week, and then it's Thanksgiving week. So
I'll probably be hanging around. If I don't talk to you, have a good holiday.
Yes.
You guys will be able to see me. I'll more than likely be doing a cast at some point in the next couple weeks. So probably more this week, but nothing totally hammered out schedule wise yet. So keep a lookout. Check that streams and highlights channel, and I'll try to keep everybody informed when stuff's going live.
Yep. And don't forget to catch. I will announce the next time we do a all Vantage, all random Vantage. That was fun last time. That was a blast. I think that was fun with the last guys. Just sort of touch base. I know it was week 1, so we just sort of touch base how teams, some of the players in the league were thinking on how the teams were doing, the league in general, and shit talking each other about how bad we are at an ARAM.
Awesome.
So
I was
look out for
a little
those.
tied up this weekend, but I'm looking forward to hopefully taking part in some of those in the future. So.
Okay. Well, good night, everyone, and good luck in week 2.